Marlins Mania is a real thing. Last night, the baseball gods gifted us a beautiful, beautiful game between the Marlins and the Yankees. Beautiful, beautiful game between the Marlins and the Yankees. Great crowd out there, even better game. Augustin Ramirez, his final hit went 5 feet. Xavier Edwards had to run 90 feet. But a win is a win. How you doing? I am Dan Day. My cousin Vladimir Lewisson, Zach Horowitz on loan from Indiana University. Vlad, you were at the game. Is it one of the more magical games you've ever been to in your life?
It was a great game. I'm not gonna say magical. I think that's a little hyperbole.
Woo!
But it was a great regular season game. It was exciting. The fans were into it. Just another great win by a scrappy, gutty Marlins team. That was fun. That was a fun game. I will say that. It wasn't magical, not because of the fact that my team lost or anything like that. It's just that it was an exciting game. A lot of runs, a lot of fan
drama.
interaction, a lot of drama. The 7th, 8th, and 9th inning was just exciting. Yeah, man, that was a good game. Can't wait to go to today's game today, man. Can't wait.
Vlad, can I ask you the ratio of Yankees
it was
fans to Marlins?
95% Yankee.
95%.
Yeah.
So 95% of the people sat their ass down and walked off quiet yesterday. Is that correct?
No, they were still more.
Oh, they were cheering for the Marlins?
No, they were not going to go quiet.
Real baseball fans, they understand a great game is a great game. And like, you understand, Vlad.
No, that was a great game, bro.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was absolute fun.
95% though?
Yeah, 95% was all Yankee fans.
Today it's going to be sold out.
Yesterday might have been sold out.
Wow.
Maybe tickets sold. I don't. The upper deck there was some empty seats, but
okay.
It should be at least they should get at least 30,000 this weekend.
That game,
each game.
Let me tell you how crazy it was. So I'm always at Duffy's, and thanks for stopping by Thursday, Vlad. That was a lot of fun. We had a great time, by the way.
Absolutely. I had to go see my baby.
So the last night I'm there, and playing music, and we had a great crowd last night. Everybody, we were playing a lot of reggae music and having a great time. And I heard all of a sudden people cheering. And I was like, well, there's nothing really on other than the Marlins game, and they're kind of getting stomped right now. I look up, and Kyle Stowers hit that grand slam, and I said, oh. And then they're just excited. It's a grand slam. That's always cool. And then a minute later, I hear cheering again. And I was like, are people really cheering for the Marlins game? And throughout the night, by the bar, there was a large group of people watching and cheering on the Marlins. And I was like, wow, this Marlins thing starting to take off a little bit. Exciting game, exciting team. Really a whole lot of fun. I loved every minute of it.
It was fun.
It was fun. I mean, you had all the drama. Stowers, home run. Sanoha hitting home runs. Yeah, the new guy, Marcy, coming in, taking some walks, getting his first major league hit. You guys booted a ball out in outfield. It happens sometimes. The way they ended with how many feet did that Augustin Ramirez hit go? 2, 3, 4?
And it was like 55 miles per hour off the bat. It dribbled out in front. But I think the best part of the night is the fact that it was 6-0, 9-4, and 12-10 with 1 out in the 9th inning. And the team just simply does not quit.
No, they didn't quit at all.
I got to ask some more questions, Vlad, since you were there. Mm-hmm. Did you see people leaving early?
No.
So, okay, nobody left early? Even when it
was
no.
The only person that left early was actually Trevor. But, he's driving far. But I was like, all right, we have a 3-run lead. I might leave because I know the traffic's going to be crazy leaving. It was crazy getting there. So I was like, I might leave. But I was like, nah. This game is going, and then the Marlins were up, and I'm like, geez. Then Volpe hit a home run. Then we were up, and I'm like, all right, we gotta end it. And then we blew the game, and that was just a fun baseball game.
Yeah, it was
an absolute fun baseball game. There was a lot of Yankee fans, there were Marlins fans. There were a lot of Yankee Marlins couples. Stuff to that nature. It was fun, bro.
Let's give kudos to Peter Bendix for what he did at the trade deadline. Whether the computer told him to do it or not, and we know this is a very analytical team, he sent out a message, once again, whether it was intentional or not, that we like the guys we have, and we're going to run with the guys we have. And we're not just going to sell off because it's, the bright, popular thing to do. He says, we like our guys, and we're going to roll with these guys. And it sent a message to the team, sent a message to the fan base, and it made me very happy. Jesus Sanchez, it happens. He gets traded, but I was very proud. And this is one of the things I think you got to give the Marlins credit for, at least this year. Whether you like it or not, they do have an identity. They do have kind of a long-term game plan. Sometimes you say the Dolphins don't really have that game plan, but this team, at least, there's their game plan. We're going to get quality pitching. We're going to get young guys that work hard, that are into the analytics. We're going to try to get timely hits, and we're going to stick to the game plan. So they have an identity, and I can respect that. Whether you like the identity or not, I didn't so much like it when Luis Arias was being traded off and winning batting championships, but you got to give them credit. At least they have a game plan, a long-term game plan, and they have their identity. So
100%. It's the first time in my lifetime, especially, that they had, let's say, a star player like Sandy Alcantara, who had a rough start to the year. He's had 14 consecutive scoreless innings before the trade deadline. He's looking like himself, and they don't ship him off. They wanted a top prospect. No one gave it to him. You're not going to lowball the Marlins anymore. This is not the same regime that it was a decade ago. They really have put their foot down. They knew what they wanted to get. No one offered it to them. They stayed true. The team's 6.5 games back in the playoffs, and they're going to try and go get it.
I love that computer that Peter Bendix and Clayton McCullough look at everything. But Vlad, some people are chiming in on the YouTube and Twitch, and you can text in 305-567-0560. David Marvell says, "What happened, Vlad? I thought we were going to get smoked. Did you say something about that during the week? I didn't hear."
No.
Okay. I didn't know if you had made some gestures. I mean, it's baseball. You can't really predict what's going to happen.
I just said I'm going to the series.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool.
David Marvel's just
he's taking after you.
Yeah, he's just one of those Miami fans that just hate the fact that I love my New York teams and I'm on the air and I'm damn good at what I do, and he has to hear it. So he can either change the station or just keep listening to this greatness. So he's conflicted because he's just gonna have to listen to this greatness.
You know what would make me so happy today is if the Marlins go out there and just shut down the Yankees, win like 8-0.
Relax.
No. I'm saying what I want. Can I have what I want? Can I at least say what I want? Yeah, I can.
Say, but I'm still gonna tell you, relax.
If they could just go out there, get like 3 runs in the first, and then Yuri Perez go out there and just mow them down. And it's all those Yankee fans from New York and wherever, their only baseball game of the year, have nothing to cheer about and leave 8-0. I'd be like, oh, and we win the series. Oh my goodness.
And then go for the sweep on Sunday.
Oh, great.
Boy, y'all must be drinking. So whatever y'all smoking, let me know. Pass it over here. Relax.
Don't be upset. Relax, Vlad. Relax.
You got beat. Relax. It's like Jesus Christ. I think y'all going to the World Series.
I know. Whoa. You need to relax. We never said any of that.
One game, and all of a sudden, I hope they win.
Vlad, hold up.
And then they sweep.
Relax. I said what I want.
Relax. Yeah, even what you want.
You're a little tense. You're a little tense, man. Calm down. Calm down. You tired, man? You all right?
Relax.
You all right?
Relax.
You're telling yourself that because we're relaxed.
No, you're not. You're a little too hyped.
I said what I want. You know what I want? I want a lot of things. I need 2 tickets for this Inter Miami game.
I want Rihanna, but you know what? It's not going to happen.
I want 2 tickets to this Inter Miami game. If someone has 2 tickets,
are you still looking for a ticket, bro? Huh?
I need 2 now. Posse has grown.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. No, I'm going to be the lone representative at the Inter Miami game tonight for our show because Daniel Solano was not granted access. Just myself. And the odd thing is, for credential, I sent in the clip that we did with Daniel Solano. So they looked at my clip and said, that guy is credited. That guy is not.
Is it a little personal with him, with Inter Miami and Daniel Solano?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
It's more MLS that does all that stuff. So, yeah, we had a nice week. The clip we did with Messi and his suspension was very lucrative. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, for who?
Made the company a whole lot of money.
What we get out of this?
Whole lot of exposure. I actually had people at Duffy's coming up to me being like, man, I saw you guys on YouTube. That was some crazy clip about Messi's suspension. And I was like, yep. No one said I was right, though. No one was like, you got a good point. You got a good point.
Ooh.
Nobody told me I had a good point, except for Tobin. Tobin did. Tobin said, I respect MLS for suspending Messi. I said,
get out of here. MLS. Well, if that man decides to leave because of your stupidity, you're going to be like, huh?
If that man is so petty that he would leave over a 1-game suspension.
Yes. I'm 37, 38. I'm old, and I'm the GOAT. I'll do petty. I am petty. What do you think Braun was doing? What do you think Brady does? When you get to that age, at any given moment, it might be done so for you guys, for everything. I might retire. Yeah, petty.
And then, yeah. And the way they treated him, And now he's pretty much going to sign a 3-year contract to continue to play in the MLS and with Inter Miami. So take that, Messi. Cheering you on tonight. Give me a goal. Give me a goal, man. I've never seen
what he did on Wednesday.
I've never seen Messi in person, so give me a goal, Messi.
Oh, you haven't?
No, I never seen
Oh,
him.
wow.
No, I stopped going when he joined the team. And I hit up all my guys in the supporters groups, and none of them go anymore. I was like,
Wait, your supporters group?
Some of them don't. The ones that were for my friends, they don't go. They said life got in the way, aka all the Messi fans got in the way. That's what it really is. But nonetheless, can't wait to go to game night. I'm excited.
Okay.
7:00 tonight. Okay, let's talk about Augustin Ramirez. Hit went about 4 feet. Xavier Edwards ran about 90 feet, and the Marlins walked off the Yankees 13-12 at the bottom of the ninth. 2 play again today at 4:10. Yuri Perez going on the man. What drama too. Augustin Ramirez, part of that Jazz Chisholm trade, gets the hit that wins the game.
Oh,
and
listen,
there's pictures of Jazz just walking off with his head down.
All the key participants and integral people in the from Yankees and Marlins, because we all know the Marlins at a time was the Yankees minor league system, and we were trying to do that with Sandy, but you guys went a little too much. And you know what I realized? Baseball teams in the postseason, if you have a starting pitcher that can get you 5 innings, you're good. You're happy with that. It's all about bullpens and how deep of arms you can have. And you saw that with the Mets, the Yankees, and a lot of the other teams. They were stacking up the bullpens. But to see Stanton hit the 3-run home run, right? Then Ramirez get a hit. Then you have Jazz get a RBI single. And Jazz almost hit a home run to straightaway center field. Clay Bellinger almost hit 2 dongs, pause. But like, it was that game. It had everything, bro. The only thing I didn't have was there a triple in the game? I don't think there was a triple.
Well, the only Xavier Edwards single that went under the glove of Caballero.
Yeah,
I think that's an error.
That's an error. That's a 2-base error. That's not trouble. But it had everything.
Drama, man.
It was
magical.
It wasn't magical, but it was probably the best game so far in this regular season in Major League Baseball, I think.
And Trevor left early. Typical.
Hey, man, I don't knock him.
I do.
That's a long ass drive.
I do. And you go to a game to go to the game. You don't leave.
You could leave if a team is up. He left when the Marlins were up.
He's the same guy that left before Ray Allen hit that big shot in Game 6.
No, he did not.
He would be the same. I've got a long way to go. I'm tired. What is he doing today?
By the way,
what is Trevor doing? Trevor, what are you doing today that was so important that you left early?
Relax, Luis. I don't think the Marlins have a great team. They have
they have a better team than we thought they had.
Yeah, they have a good team.
We're still below 500.
But hey, you
reel in a little bit.
Now by next week they will be 500.
Woo!
I mean,
You know what I have a problem with that I saw a lot last night? Teams like the Marlins, like a small market team, and obviously the Yankees get a lot of good coverage. Like Michael Kay on the Yes Network and even John Boy, who's all over MLB stuff on social media, they're like diminishing the loss because the Marlins are a smaller market team. I understand it, but the Marlins have 5 more losses than the Yankees do this season. Wow. It's not a huge gap. Truly, I do not believe it's as big of a gap as people are making it seem. And so
it's a big gap. Yankees don't have Garrett Cole.
The Marlins have 5 more losses than the Yankees do this year.
I know, but there's a big. I mean, if we put both teams,
Okay, yeah, but Vlad, you take injuries. We don't excuse teams because of
who's
injuries.
Not playing this series, right?
Yeah, Aaron Judge. I understand, but
okay,
do we not take injuries into account?
I'm saying, all right, cool, but if you don't say they're an even team.
I don't think they're even, but
no, but I'm just saying, yeah, all right. Record-wise, they're 5 games low, but I'm just saying, let's be real.
I know it's a $290 million payroll versus a $68 million.
If you want to talk about that, if you want to say that a low payroll team is just as competitive and maybe more grittier and guttier than the Bronx Bombers, I will give you that. I would say that.
Definitely. Xavier Edwards yesterday said hungry dogs run faster. The Marlins are a young team and they want it. These guys are hungry. Some of them, like last night, Jacob Marcy makes his debut. He doesn't know how long he's up here for. He might never play a major league game again after a week.
He got a great eye, though, at least last night. Great eye.
But he looks like he's staying up. But it's some of these guys that are never going to get an opportunity like this again.
Yeah, that's the identity of the Marlins. Okay, let's get on some more headlines. Listen to this, Vlad. I know you're going to like this. The New York Post says that Nets Cam Thomas has compared himself to players like Tyler Hero, RJ Barrett, and Emmanuel Quickly. Thomas is looking for an extension. He did average 24 points a game last season.
Yeah, but he's a Chuck.
What do you mean?
He's a black hole. If the ball's in his hand, he's not passing the ball.
So he's got the 24 points.
Yeah, listen, he can score. He's Cam Thomas. When he gets on fire, it's lights out. But also know that he's not passing the ball. He is a black hole.
Heat Nation very upset about Cam Thomas feeling though he's on the level of Tyler Hero. So
I mean, he's trying to get money.
Yeah,
so
I don't knock the guy. He's just trying to get paid. Tyler Hero caught a little shrapnel on that one, but that's okay.
I don't know if he caught shrapnel. He's just trying to. Cam Thomas is just capping a little too much. That's all. To say that he's on the level of Tyler.
He wants that pay.
He wants that pay.
That's what it's about. ESPN lists Miami as one of the 32 teams with a larger than 10% chance to make the college football playoff this year. Of course, Miami, they've started practice, and they're going to continue on until the 31st of this month when they play Notre Dame. Inter Miami look for a second win in just 4 days in Leagues Cup play tonight at 7 when they face Mexico's Liga MX, Necaxa. I'm going to be at the game, boots on the ground, maybe some video, maybe some pictures, maybe a win. We'll see. I'd like to have a Suarez goal more than anything. I know Messi is the popular one to see, but I'd like a little Suarez goal. Or maybe, Rodrigo DePaul gets in there and makes it happen, man. We'll see. I'd also like a picture. Well, I'm not going to say that. Dolphins practiced earlier today. We're going to get into it. Good news, Vlad. Aaron Brewer did make his first appearance of camp. So we were a little worried about him. Bad news, though. Austin Jackson and Cam Smith did not practice. So basically, Austin Jackson didn't practice.
I wasn't worried, but go ahead.
We were worried about Aaron Brewer, though.
You were worried about Aaron Brewer. I wasn't.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just happy that he's, healthy. He's going to play, but I don't care who's playing center for the Dolphins.
A week from tomorrow, they play the Chicago Bears. Panthers debuted their new scoreboard yesterday in preparation of their next season that begins October 7th at 5 p.m.
It is nice.
5 p.m.
Jesus Christ, man. It's 5 p.m.
It's awesome.
4:30 banner raising for the champions, right?
Is it 4:30?
It's going to be about
because
that.
They want to make sure that the Rangers and Penguins puck drops at 7:30.
Well,
bums.
Opening day. Oh, hold up. Opening day, man. It's a new tradition here in South Florida. The kids have off of school, and you take the day off.
You think kids are getting that day off?
You take them out of school. It's awesome, most awesome day ever.
What do you mean? They get out of school by 2:30, 3 o'clock?
That's even better. You pick your kids up and go straight to the arena.
Man.
Awesome. You'll be there, Vlad. Get up early.
Come on.
WWE SummerSlam, night 1 of 2, tonight, MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Yes, sir.
You going to be watching?
You're
going to be at the game. Yeah, you're going to be at the game. Yeah. I'll be at Inter Miami and Necaxa. I did my research.
You're the only one that says the team's name very well.
Oh, I practice, man. I've been practicing a lot.
Yeah.
And
if you heard other shows, they just shorten the word.
Also, Vlad, I've been on the air for 9 hours a day for the past week.
I've heard you.
I've had a lot of practice on it, too.
I've heard you.
But you've been around, too. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a step into the day spa. New term, Vlad, cougar puberty.
I heard about that yesterday on my way to the game. Explain me.
So when you're a young cub, you might go through puberty. Your body changes.
A young lad.
Then when you become a cougar, your body also, as you're older, changes. Maybe some menopause, maybe some, less tightening. That's cougar puberty.
So when they get older?
When they're older. It's like
So we're calling it puberty now?
That's what they're calling it now. Cougar puberty.
What, menopause is now called cougar
it's part
puberty?
of cougar puberty.
What else is
maybe your arms are getting a little looser,
flabby,
your neck's getting a little.
So you just wait, just getting older now is called cougar puberty for the ladies?
Well, if you're a cougar, and if you're not a cougar, you're not going through cougar puberty. You're going through menopause.
What makes you a cougar?
Being a hot woman that's older than, I don't know the exact age, but
right. So it's more like facial looks and
Don't you have to be hot to be a cougar, or at least you have to be on the prowl,
right? Because I'm saying if you got flabby arms, I mean, I'm expecting
not flabby, just a little looser.
Unless if you don't work out, if you're not working out, I'm expecting that.
A little looser.
I'm just cougar puberty.
Keep it in mind. Just keep it in mind.
You're getting older. How about that?
I like terms. I like to use my terms.
That's just too many words just for the fact that you're just getting older.
Those are 2 words. Cougar puberty's 2 words.
Right. Oh, you're old. That's it.
You're old is 2 words. Cougar puberty. You're
Too
old.
many letters.
I prefer to say cougar puberty.
Just kidding.
I respect the ladies. I don't know if that's respectful, but maybe I don't know. All right, we're going to go check in on Dolphins practice. Some good news, some bad news, some ups, some downs. That's next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM. Dolphins continuing camp. And then around Wednesday, they're going to fly up to Chicago, have a couple of joint practices with the Bears. And then tomorrow, marks a week away from when they will play that preseason game. Seems like nowadays the joint practices are more important than the games, but it'll be good to get a little run in there from the guys that are trying to make the team or trying to work out some of their, flaws. But not always the greatest news today from camp today. If you're a Dolphins fan, it is more of the same. A couple of injuries here and there.
Please tell, all right, in all real, tell me there was not a secondary injury. There was not an injury by someone in the secondary. I'm serious. That's getting ridiculous now.
No injury, particularly to a secondary, but
all right, that's good. That's good.
You're going to hate to hear this. Jalen Phillips.
Oh, no.
He did leave. He says he's got a little something in his leg. He's got a bruise. He got leg whipped. So he said none too serious, he says. Nothing too serious, but he did say he did have a bruise. D. Eskridge, another receiver, he did leave with whatever might be an injury. Let's see what they say. It was leg injury, same thing. And so Saturday's practice, it was all happening at the end of practice for D. Eskridge and Jalen Phillips. So one of the notes to take away from Dolphins practices, Tua has looked extremely sharp, and we'll get into this because there's a lot of reasons he might look really sharp. They say he rarely throws an incomplete pass. They say he's yet to throw an interception, and then they're saying that he's converting in the red zone a lot. Then some people would say that's because it's an absolutely terrible secondary. I get that, and it's practice. I get that, but it's better that he's doing. And you a lot of times in camp, you try some things, you try to thread needles, but his accuracy has been beautiful. One of the big observations, like I said, center Aaron Brewer practiced for the first time. Brewer had been sidelined with that soft tissue injury. We thought it might have been, it still might be, but he was limited, but he participated in 11-on-11 drills. So that's something exciting. Austin Jackson did not practice today. Dante Trader Jr., safety, did not practice. Cam Smith, cornerback, did not practice. He was working with trainers. So, and edge rusher Mo Kamara, he left practice Friday. He did return. Kamara, he didn't really play last year. We had high hopes for him.
I did. I saw how he played for Colorado State, right?
Yeah, he was good at Colorado
busting State. Colorado's ass a lot. Putting a lot of pressure on Shedeur, but also the Colorado Buffaloes offensive line was pretty mediocre last 2 years.
Yeah.
So, but hopefully Jalen Phillips, story is better. Injury is not that severe, and you get better news with him. I'm just worried about that secondary, bro. Real talk.
You should be. And Jalen Phillips going down doesn't help the secondary because he's part of that front seven that you need.
That's the thing. The front seven was supposed to be. That's the strength of the Dolphins defense. If you really look at it, if you're looking at the names on paper,
right?
We still haven't seen Bradley Chubb in 2 years. Correct? Like it's been the last time we saw him play was 2023.
The very end of the year, yeah.
Jalen Phillips is coming back from his second injury.
He's on the last year of his rookie contract. He's gonna have to play it out. There's no talking that one through. Jalen, you got to play this one out. I'm sorry, man. Former Dolphins offensive tackle Teron Armstead is a mentor and assistant coach role on the sidelines. He's out there tutoring players, they said, working with the offensive line and some of the edge rushers like Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips. So,
I think that's very, very important, and I think that's smart thinking. If anybody would know what defensive ends gave him like problems and what they would do, it would be a great left tackle like Teron Armstead. So I heard Patrick Paul's having a good camp, so I'm very happy to hear that if you're a Dolphin fan. Because that means everything that he learned from Teron last year, he's implementing it this season. So you want him to take a major step.
I don't want to do a huge stock up and stock down because I don't, that stuff is cool and all, but Quinn Ewers has actually been pretty good in this camp. A lot of people have been talking about he's been making a lot of great throws. He hit tight end Tanner Connor for a long gain with the safeties covering him very closely. People have been saying Quinn Ewers has looked very good. So Mike McDaniel has quickly come out and said there is no backup quarterback competition. It is going to be Zach Wilson. Sorry, no more.
Yeah, he's going with the experience.
Of course. And he asked you can't throw Quinn Ewers out there. You can, but that's a tough call right there. Someone who's not had the greatest practice, Jalen Wright. He had the ball stripped from him again today. He fumbled yesterday. He fumbled again today, late in practice. So,
that's why they got the vet Madison.
I've heard Madison has actually been very good in practice, and he's actually been very fast in practice. They've been talking a lot of good things about him. The other running back that we got out of Oklahoma State, Ollie, what's his name?
Ollie Gordon.
Ollie Gordon is supposedly having a decent. When I say he's having a decent camp at the short red zone, close to the goal line, which we are terrible at, he actually has converted some touchdowns in those red zone drills. So maybe here's our battering ram, the answer possibly when we get into short goal line situations.
Well, I thought Jalen Wright was supposed to be a battering ram.
He hasn't had the best camp. Tua, but yeah, the takeaways have been so far. Tua has been fantastic. Quinn Ewers has looked very good. Aaron Brewer has returned. Cam Smith, do not count on him this season. We can't say that enough. It's been a really rough situation for him. And the secondary is just, we need that front seven. I mean, you have to think that Anthony Weaver's scheming is going to be the front seven got to get at the quarterback to help.
Maybe you think they might blitz a lot this season?
They're going to have to.
You think so?
But you can't put those cornerbacks and that secondary on an island for too long.
But if the front four can get pressure,
that's what I'm saying.
Right.
You
but
can't.
Then if the front four is not getting pressure, then you're going to have to blitz. And if they pick up the blitz, yeesh. Even one-on-one with these cornerbacks. And
I know.
You're going against, let's see the teams you're going against.
Storm Duck even said, he's like, if the front seven do their job, and I think they're really, really good, that makes our job a lot easier.
Right.
But he was saying it more like, we're going to need them to because we don't have to cover as much, and we're going to have trouble covering for long periods of time. Everybody in the league does, don't get me wrong. But, I mean, you got to hope that Jack Jones has a not come to God moment, but a realization that I am very talented. I have maybe been a little cavalier with my career so far, to say the least. This is my last chance, possibly. I was not wanted by 31 of the 32 teams in this league. Maybe it's time to get a little serious and focus in and, work hard. And you're hoping that because you need, as bad as it sounds, we need Jack Jones right now. But I need you to say Jack Jones all year long.
Jack Jones. No, you want me to say it in a positive?
Yes.
Positive terms.
No.
Not because he's getting burnt. He's the new J.B. Brown.
And Mike Hilton too.
Mike, that
is J.B. Brown Jr.
I would think Mike Hilton's just a professional. He just goes out there. He's going to cover in the slot, and he's going to do his job.
Just burnt. That's what it is. Yeah.
Just burnt.
That's what J.B. Brown. I think he was a former Dolphins secondary, former NFL cornerback, and they used to say this J.B. The initials meant just burnt. But here's the problem that I have. You have veteran corners that are good. That's good because they know schemes. They can pick up defensive schemes quickly. The bad thing is that they're over the age. They're 30 and over.
Right now, you just need whatever you can get, to be honest with you, man. It's one of those things. Right now, you just need help. But it really, I can't see a way that this team can't scheme up that they have to get those front seven, a good front seven. A lot of people saying that this front seven is one of the better ones in the league, and you can see
on paper,
and it's all on paper right now.
Because the only reason why I'm saying on paper, Jalen Phillips hasn't played. He's only played 3 games over the last 2 seasons,
and he got leg whipped today and had to walk off with a limp.
I'm just saying, your two
Bradley Chubb hasn't played in a year.
The guys
either.
that you want to get pressure on the quarterback, you haven't really seen them play much over the last 2 seasons. The only official guy that you could pencil in, he gonna get you he gonna do the work, is Zach Sealer.
Let's do this.
But now you're talking about a rookie, KG and Kenneth Grant. You want to see what he can do playing alongside Zach. If Kenneth Grant is the first round pick that we expect him to be, Zach Sealer does Zach Sealer things, and Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips rebound from their injury. Yeah, you're going to be excited about the defense. You're not going to be worried that much for the secondary because the secondary is going to have time because of the rush that the front seven is getting to the quarterback and putting on the opposing team's offensive line. That's great. But like I said, we don't play Madden with simulation off. This is real life.
You
Who
can
knows?
do this whole. We'll do the glass half full, glass half empty. You do have some talent, like you said. You do that front four. Chop Robinson, hoping he takes a step up this year as he was at the end of the year last year. Zach Sealer, we know he's a consummate pro. Kenneth Grant, we drafted him in the first round. He has to start day one. Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb. You go to the linebackers, Willie Gay Jr., Jordan Brooks. They've been having very good camps. Can't forget about Benito Jones. Very good.
Hey, listen, if Kenneth Grant is Christian Wilkins in his first 5 years with the Dolphins, that's a great pick. And listen, that front four is gonna put so much pressure on the offensive line. That would be great. That would be great for the Fish.
And they say Willie Gay Jr. has been great too.
He's still well.
Now let's do the glass half empty.
How old is he?
Glass half
Is
empty.
He 30?
Yeah, glass half empty now. Bradley Chubb hasn't played in a year. Jalen Phillips hasn't proven to stay healthy at all. Chop Robinson, second-year guy, you never know. Could be a sophomore slump. Willie Gay Jr., as you said, he's older. He's kind of bounced around a little bit. Jordan Brooks, he's a linebacker. Let's see how it goes with that.
Wait.
Zach Sealer's he's on the last year of his contract. Don't know anything about that. Kenneth Grant is a rookie still. There could be some growing pains.
Don't worry about Zach Sealer. Zach Sealer is nothing to worry about. They're going to figure out his contract. They're going to figure that out. I'm not worried about Sealer. He good.
Look what they did with Christian Wilkins. They told him play.
Zach Sealer is good. I'm not looking at the contracts. I'm looking at what they're going to put.
I'm trying to do a glass half empty. That's what I'm trying to do.
Indianapolis at Lucas Oil Field, September 7th. Your front four, if Jalen Phillips is healthy, Bradley Chubb is healthy, I think they're going to start Grant, right? Are they starting Grant?
They have. I mean, if you're a first-round pick, you need to start.
Well, sometimes you're part of a rotation.
Well, they rotate those guys all the time because what we're hearing is
just say KG and Zach. That's a great front four. That's a great front four.
Yeah.
And linebackers on the other end, the other three in your front seven,
they're good. Willie Gay Jr. is good.
He's 30.
Okay, he's 30. We're not looking at him 3 years down the road. We're looking at him right now at 30. Okay, good. Everybody's saying this front seven is going to be good. And we're going to need them to be good, like we said. Even Storm Duck kind of just said, he was like, man, we really need them to be good because we don't have to cover for very long if they get
And that's not good if you're a cornerback. What year is that for Storm? His second? That's the other thing. They still. I know they've been in the NFL for a year, but they're still young. They're still inexperienced to a certain degree.
Vlad, last year at this time, you would have said. First of all, you didn't know who Storm Duck was.
Super mid at linebacker at best.
Super mid at linebacker at best.
The NFL, guys, have you noticed the NFL is trying to just once you get to 30, that's your cutoff point?
It's always been that way. It's always been that way. I hate to break it to
people. They even cutting off quarterbacks it's like,
I hate to break it to people. You
got to be special to get past 30 now.
Once again, I hate to break it to you that way. That's how it was in the 80s.
Nah, I've seen in the 80s they were letting guys get to 32, 33, 34 before telling them to get off the team. But now it's like once you get to 28, 29 and you want more years, they're not going to give it to you. Nope.
Kenneth Grant, rookie. What are you going to do? We'll see. But that's the thing. But like I was going to say, last year at this point, or last year early in the season, you would have said that Kader Kahu is not really the strongest part of your secondary, and that Storm Duck really isn't strongest part of your secondary. Now we're saying our best two cornerbacks are Storm Duck and what would have been Kader Kahu. That tells you
your best two cornerbacks is Jacques Jones.
If he can get his head right and get his game right.
And Storm Duck.
Once again, last year at this point, we would have said Storm Duck and Kader Kahu were liabilities. Now we're not relying on Kader Kahu because he got hurt this week. But that just tells you the position, how bad it is.
Last year, at least you had Javon Holland and Jalen Ramsey. When you want to say you had who's your two best players in your secondary? You had one safety and one cornerback. Now your best player in the secondary is absolutely your safety, but he's going to have to be flying everywhere.
Yeah, it's a big year. They reworked his contract.
If the O-line, if the opposing team's O-line protects, Yeah, if they protect their quarterback, they're exposing that secondary.
And this is the thing. We have to wait until September 7th because you can't really glean anything from preseason games, and practice is practice. So
Like
buckle up.
Even the what you call that, the organized scrimmage with the
Joint practices.
joint practices.
You can't. It's all
You can't even
situational stuff.
touch the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
Tua might not. Tua coming out and saying he's not too cool to play more in preseason. What are you doing, man?
No, he wants to. He said
he doesn't need to be playing. This goes back to him trying to stay healthy and not putting himself at risk, like he said. Why are you playing in meaningless preseason games then?
He might want to change the whole atmosphere and attitude of the team. I mean, listen, bro. This is the first year of the extension, so it's his team.
Oh, he has made that very clear.
He knows this is his team.
He's made it very clear that it is his team, and everyone knows it now. So that's positive. We're gleaning the positive right now, as it is August 2nd, and we're more than a month away from game number 1 against the Indianapolis Colts. Up next, going to do some what I like, some of the things we like in and around the sports world on 560 WQAM.
And the hope is that he'll be back by week 1. The hope. So if not, it's either Larry Borum or Vlad and I's favorite Liam Eichenberg, who will be at right tackle.
Is he hurt? He's still on the PUP list, by the way.
He is, but
I thought you were going to say, if not, it's going to be Vlad and I at the offensive line next filling in.
I don't even think both of us combined is 300 pounds.
Dude. Now Austin Jackson?
On Tua's blind side, too.
Yeah, by the way. That's Tua's blind side.
You might hear, whoopsie. That's what you might hear if Myles Garrett's coming. If I got to block Myles Garrett. But that's bad news. Austin Jackson coming back.
From the injury, too.
From the injury last year. And he was saying that you noticed the run game was different once I got hurt. And for him to be out all the way, like this is about 4 weeks now?
Yeah.
They're hoping that he's
back from week 1.
So wait a minute.
I wish you would just lie.
What kind of injuries that it's going to... Listen, we're on August 2nd. September 5th is the first game.
September 7th.
7th, I'm sorry. Yep. September 7th is the first game, right? That's a month.
It's that bad. That's what I would assume. Yay! And Aaron Brewer just had his first practice today. He's had that deep tissue issue. That's your center. Washington Jackson's a little banged up. Okay. Liam Eichenberg, he's on the PUP list. I can hear Dolphins fans, including myself right now, like, oh, man. Oh, man. Tua's look sharp, though. Tyreek Hill's been talking. We're going to get into that. I got a really good topic. We got to get into Tyreek Hill later on today, Vlad, that you're going to really enjoy. But let's get into what I like. Last night's game was fun at Lone Depot Park. The crowd was going nuts for both sides, even though Vlad said it was 95% Yankees fans. That's okay.
It was.
Today it's going to be sold out probably at 4 o'clock. Yuri Perez is going to be on the mound. Last night, I kind of thought, oh, man, maybe the Marlins are dead in the water. Then our all-star, Kyle Stowers, stepped up.
Pitch on the way, driven, deep left field. Carrying, Dominguez back, near the wall, leaps, can't get it! It's gone! A grand slam for Stowers! He did it again!
He just keeps doing it. I couldn't believe it. Like, I was kind of down in the dumps, like, this game's probably going to be over. And then he hit that. And all of a sudden, I just came to life. I was like, this is crazy. That's when I noticed the people at Duffy's were watching the game and cheering. I'd never seen people watching Marlins games there.
He hit the grand slam. I went to use the bathroom, and I'm hearing cheers in the bathroom. I'm like, what's going on? I was like, and they cheering loud. I'm like, did they just score again?
Yeah.
And it was 9-9. I'm like, wow. Then it was 10-9.
I actually sent a couple texts when Stowers came up with the bases loaded. I had some time because it was a mound visit. I sent a couple texts that he's going to hit a grand slam, and he did it to make it 9-8.
Bro, that was the other thing. Good. Thank
He's
you, Zach.
so clutch.
Everybody, listen. You could have predicted if somebody said a home run's going to happen. The home run did happen. That was another thing about that game.
Yeah.
It almost felt like Stanton, because Trevor and I were watching the game. Somebody's like, Stanton's going to go deep. Next pitch, boom, Stanton hits I'm talking about not a shot, but like a bullet to left field.
It was like 110 off the bat. It was a
110.
line drive off the facing of the bullpen.
Grisham, I said Grisham's going to go yard. Grisham went. I was like, did he go yard? Because that was the other thing. When you're watching it by the first baseline and that right field pole, it's kind of hard to see things. You don't know if the ball's in a fair or foul. Grisham hit a home run. It was like, damn, like everybody was calling
Calling
the
shots.
next play was gonna go. Yeah, it was a really exciting game.
It just shows you, I think, especially from like the fifth inning on, hitting is contagious.
Yeah.
Once you start, the whole team was rolling. I mean, both sides.
Here's the funny thing about this game, bro. So they're up, what, 6-0?
6-0.
Yeah, it was
Go
6.
back to the bottom of the
Hold
fifth.
up. Jansen Junk did not have his best game last
Forget
night.
that Jansen Junk was not having a good game. Carlos Rodon was throwing a no-hitter.
Yeah, through into the fifth.
Into the fifth. He was throwing a no-hitter. And then, boom, the fifth inning, he gives up, they give up 4 runs. And then they scored 3 in the seventh. And then that 7th, 8th, and 9th was just the craziest 3 innings you ever see. Like, put it this way. The 7th inning alone, if the game was 0-0, the 7th inning alone would have got the game over in total runs.
Now, you could have predicted home runs and predicted a lot, but there's no way anybody predicted how the game would end.
2-1. Ramirez with a little dribbler right in front of the plate. Catcher Wells picks it up. X comes in and scores from third. In the craziest game of the year, it's a swinging bunt from the former Yankee prospect, Augustine Ramirez, to walk it off. Speed demon X comes in from third. This game is over, and this team is electric.
You really do have to say the game is over, because as you watched it, I was kind of like, well, what's going on?
It was like, really? That's the way this game is going to end, on a swinging butt?
With all the fireworks that go
all
off.
the craziness, all the shots, all the great hits, all of that, and the game ends. The game lost or won
But a dribble.
on a dribble
And-
and a guy misfielding a base hit in the right field.
In the bottom of the night, too, when you took a lead, the Yankees took the lead in the night.
Dude, we had took a 2-run lead. I'm like, all right, cool. We're gonna give up a run, but don't let. Once the ball went past, that ball went past him all the way to the wall. It went to the wall. I'm like, forget it. Forget it. 2 runs scored. Yeah, they tied the game, and this guy's on third. And listen, Devin Williams made the right pitch. It was the pitch he wanted. Just went 5 feet.
What's the rule? It's better to be lucky than to be good.
Damn, man.
Yeah, well, Vlad, I apologize, but the 4 moves that they made the day before on the trade
No,
deadline,
it didn't work out.
Jake Bird, David Bednar, and Camilo Doval out of the bullpen let up 9
They
runs
choked.
on 9 hits. And Jose Caballero, who they picked up
He's the one
hours
that had the
before,
error.
yeah, he went under his glove into right field. You score an
you
extra
know
run and
what?
get to third.
He did get the stolen base that gave us the lead. So, you know what I mean? I'm not going to be upset with it. But
And also, I'll throw you a little bit of bail, Vlad. It's a long run. It's a long-term plan. They had a bad game. It happens.
listen, this was an exciting game.
It was awesome.
It was an exciting game. It just proves the team is gritty. You know what? Watching that game and seeing it again, experiencing it, it felt like game 1 when they beat the Pirates on style.
You've been to 2 walk-offs this
I've
year.
been to 2 walk-offs.
Man, that's great. Okay, so the Dolphins now, remember, they got a couple more practices here. Then Wednesday, they're heading up to Chicago. They're going to have some joint practice with the Bears, and they're going to play the Bears a week from tomorrow.
And then
in
they're
the
going to stay in
preseason
the
game.
Midwest, right?
Then they're going to stay. They're going to go up to Detroit.
Okay.
Have a joint practice. I can't remember if it's 2 or 1 joint practices with them. With 2 joint practices with them. Then they're going to play Detroit that following Saturday. Now, a lot of people looking at Caleb Williams, number 1 overall pick. He's going into his 2nd year with the Bears. They're kind of starting to say, like, hey, look, they gave you a new offensive line. They're giving you everything you need. The Bears haven't had a good quarterback since Jim McMahon, and that's even kind of questionable. Are you going to step up and be that great quarterback? Caleb Williams saying, I'm not hearing all that noise.
Pressure's not a thing for me. I don't, think of life that way in the situation that I'm in. And so, we keep chugging along, and, there's going to be ups and downs, and it's not my job to care about what the outside, noise is and things like that. My job is to take care of everything in here and go out there and play. And I didn't, I know we didn't win as many, games as we wanted to last year, but, I didn't go 20 and 20 in interceptions and things like that. So, take it for what you want, but pressure is a privilege, but in the situation that I'm at, I don't think I have pressure.
Vlad, what's rule number 1 when you say I don't feel pressure?
Oh, you're under pressure.
Rule number 1, I don't feel pressure. There's no pressure means you feel it so badly and you are under a lot of pressure. So Caleb Williams, you're not fooling anybody on that one. Good luck this year with all that not pressure that's been put on you by the Chicago fan base and the NFL and your teammates and everyone else. So we'll see how that goes this year. I do like Caleb Williams, to be honest with you. And it kind of sucks for him because he's not a terrible quarterback. It's just the guy behind him, Jaden Daniels, was unbelievable. And could be, we'll see, one of the greats in this game. We'll see. Up next, going to get you caught up everything happening in and around the world of sports and much more. Also some Tyreek Hill talk, 560 WQAM. up every morning and laughs at Jerry Jones for the last 30 years. I'll say this. We had Jimmy Johnson on the Joe Rose show this week, and he said, I was going in there. Jerry's one of those guys. He always has the Dallas Cowboys in the news. In fact, at the time I was in the press box, and he was having those paternity suits put against him. And even his wife was next to him, and Jerry Jones goes, Jimmy, I always keep us in the news. So Jerry Jones, if you're looking at him as a leader of a team, as a general manager or whatnot, he's not that great of an overall general manager, especially lately. If you're looking at him as a businessman, he is a very successful businessman. By the way, for 9 straight years, the most valuable sports team in the world has been the Dallas Cowboys. So
didn't we already say what's going to happen? Didn't I tell you what's going to happen?
What's going to happen?
Didn't we see this? It's the same script from last season, bro. They're going to sign Micah at 6:34 p.m. September 4th, right before 90 minutes, right before kickoff of Cowboys versus the Eagles. That's it. He just wants his team's name to be talked about every day up until the regular season. Because check this out, Cousin. Even if the Eagles and Cowboys play the Thursday night, the opening game of the season, right? If the Cowboys lose, they're going to talk about the Cowboys losing rather than more so than the Eagles defending their championship and putting the banner up.
100%.
Cowboys, if the Cowboys win, it's going to be the most talked about thing. They'll be the A block because, is this a sign that the Cowboys are ready to break their 30-year championship drought? Like they're to talk. They are always going to be talked about.
Yeah, win or lose, they're the biggest story in that game.
Right, the star sells. Yeah. So that's all this is about is having his team's name being mentioned in every A block segment of every sports talk show. So First Take, so Get Up, so First Thing First, Colin, all these guys, NFL Network can speak about it.
Yeah, it's true. That is a fact. And by the way, you get the minute by minute breakdown. When you talk about the Cowboys, you get a spike up. When you talk about the Raiders or the Green Bay Packers, it's just spike down.
Everybody wants to know why you always talk about LeBron. Rating show. You talk about LeBron. People are listening.
Yep.
People are watching. So ratings go up.
He's a magnetizing figure.
You talk about the Cowboys. Ratings go up. People are watching. People are listening.
Yep.
That's it.
But Jerry Jones does it, as far as a businessman, does a great job of always having them front and center.
If you really think about it, he's got 3 rings already.
He does.
Like, you can't say he did not. He brought them back. Obviously it was Jimmy with the draft picks, but he brought that team when the team was crap, 1-15, and he helped make them into the most profitable sports franchise in all of North America.
Yep. And like Jimmy Johnson said earlier this week, I always keep my Cowboys in the news, front and center. It's good for business.
He's letting you know what he's doing.
Yeah. Everything he does is calculated. Don't think he's just some bumbling fool that's going around and acting stupid. He's spent a lot of money, but he's made a lot of money. Like we said, you sign these guys early, just get this Micah Parsons thing out of the way. So maybe you could have saved a little money. Now, yesterday's price is not today's price. He's going to pay more. But then again, how much is he going to make for being in the front and center of every single sports outlet for months and months and months on end? And like you said, that's good. Win or lose game 1 against the Eagles, the main story is the Cowboys.
Bam.
It's not the Eagles, not the Super Bowl champion Eagles. It's the Cowboys.
I really think he wanted to sign. He's going to try to sign him like 2 hours before the game, but he might have to sign him before now with the trade deadline. But he might even love that the trade, not deadline, the trade demand by Micah, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in his way, and this is Jerry's dream world. This is his like Jerry Jones becoming Jerry Bruckheimer. He's going to sign Micah, right? 2 hours right before the game, and they win.
Oh,
that's his dream.
And also, genius. He's going to sign him an hour before the game, and Mike is going to be in the suite with him. So you're going to see them sit there next to each other cheering.
No. He's going to sign him an hour before the game. Mike is going to play.
He's going to play.
He's going to play. He's going to sign him right before the game.
Oh, he's going to play?
He's going to play, have a sack, and then Jerry's going to have that smile. Look, man, We've done things. If you do the things the way Jared Jones have done it, it's gonna work out the right way. Now, some people might think I waited too long to pay Micah, but when you're the best defensive player out there, you should be paid handsomely, like I am. Oh, we love Micah. We love the Cowboys. We love all these things.
I said, Micah, listen, we gonna take care of you. You just do your thing today.
And the other thing, so I'm hearing that he talked to Micah without Micah's agent to try to get a deal done. Come on, man. What kind of come on, bro. What are you doing? Now you're playing with my intelligence. Now you're trying to, now you're playing with my intelligence. You're trying to say I'm a dummy. You trying to say that, try to use, you verbally committed. That's a legal bonding contract there, Micah. When you said yes and we shook hands on it, you pretty much, that's legal and bonding. Nah, I'm not doing that.
Not legal and binding either. Let's get to some headlines. Augustin Ramirez. His hit went 4 feet. Xavier Edwards ran 90 feet. And the Marlins walked off the Yankees 13-12.
So every time you say this, the story of this game is every feet going to get less and less. Because first it was 5 feet. Now this hour you're saying it's 4 feet.
I watched the replay. It looks like it's only 4 feet now.
Okay, so next hour you're going to say it was 3 feet?
I am debating that because it could have been. I don't have a measuring stick. I didn't have a measuring stick out there.
You're the worst.
Well, I know Xavier Edwards ran 90 feet. How about that?
90 feet cross home plate.
Just enough to stay fair. On a swinging bunt is what they call it.
And check this out, bro. I didn't even know that was the second highest run scored game last night.
By the Marlins?
No.
The Rockies and the Pirates. 17-16.
A crazier game than we did.
You know, the Rockies were down 9-0 before they even came to bat in the bottom of the first. And they won.
Wait, Rockies were down 9-0, came back and won 16-15?
Yeah, top of the first. They were down 9-0.
Could have just quit. They didn't quit. The scrappy team too. No, I'm joking. They're not.
Let me ask you this. What's worse, losing a 21-point lead in the fourth quarter in basketball or football, or losing a 9-run lead like late in the game?
I would think 9-run lead.
Yeah.
It has to be
sure.
a 9-run lead, right?
Because basketball, you can get a lot of momentum. You can make some shots. You can foul.
Get turnovers and stuff like that. But losing a 9-run lead in a baseball game is crazy.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
And it ended on a walk-off home run, too.
Of course.
2-run shot.
Magical night all across Major League Baseball. Fun times. ESPN lists Miami as one of 32 teams with a larger than 10% chance to make the college football playoffs this year. Carson Beck, throwing at practice, said his arm is electric. I've heard really good things. Of course, I'm a believer in Carson Beck, but we talked to Alex Dono, who, of course, Locked On Canes podcast and works here at 560 WQAM. He says Carson Beck is just a true professional out there. He goes out there. His checkdowns are quick and mechanical. His arm is alive. He has very much a presence and a very much of a leadership with this team. And I mean, when you're getting paid $4.5, possibly $1 million, probably should be like that. But look, everybody's sitting there like, what's going to happen with Carson Beck? This stage is not too big for him. I mean, he played at it in national. He played for 2 national championship teams. He's been in the SEC. He played for Georgia. He was good at Georgia. He was a Heisman hopeful going into last year. Is not going to come here and see the ACC and start withering away. Like, let's not be that crazy.
He was the number 1 pick in a mock draft 2 years ago.
Yeah, number 1 pick in a mock draft 2 years ago. And he had a bad year last year. Victor Bermudez hit us up with a stat, like the stats that Carson Beck had last year in his quote-unquote bad year. If he'd have done it for Miami, it would have been a top 5 quarterback performance for the U.
Yeah, he was. I saw he was 12th in quarterback rating, and he got sacked almost the most of anyone in the country, and he had the receivers with the most drops in the country.
Yeah.
Hold on. His bad year last year would have been the 5th best year by a quarterback in University of Miami history?
Yes.
Now, time out here.
We're going all the way back.
Vinny won a Heisman.
No, numbers-wise. We're not talking.
I know that, but I'm saying, like, the numbers that were put up, there's been some great quarterbacks in UM's history. The guys that have won titles, Craig Erickson, Vinny, Bernie, Jim Kelly,
Ken Dorsey.
Cam Ward last season.
Cam Ward broke all the records last year.
So for you, that Cam Ward had the best season the University of Miami quarterback statistically ever had. So for you to have a bad season, and it would have been the 5th, How bad of a season did you really have?
I keep saying I don't think he had as bad of a season as people are making it out to be.
You can't say
Also, if he doesn't
like that,
get,
and I'm like,
if he doesn't get hurt, that could change the whole trajectory of how the playoffs would have been
if he
played
doesn't
out.
get hurt, he might not be a Miami Hurricane.
That's true too.
He might be in the NFL.
Change
draft.
the trajectory of everything. But only question mark is he's coming off that UCL surgery. How's it going to look? They say his arm looks strong.
He's been slinging it.
That's what I hear. Look, basically, he's come in and he's a consummate pro. That's what you should take away from practice, even though they've been practicing in lingerie. I understand that.
You know that the team slept in the locker room 2 nights ago on the first day at camp. I like it.
In the locker room?
Yeah.
What, they had like air mattresses?
Yeah. Show you the picture at the break.
Goodness gracious, man. College football is so different from pro football. Inter Miami, these guys are pros. They look for a second win in 4 days in Leagues Cup play tonight, 7 o'clock, when they face Mexico Liga MX Necaxa. Done some research on Necaxa. They're from South Central Mexico. They're actually named after a power plant on a river. And there's going to be a documentary about their whole existence coming to a streaming service near you soon. Tonight, though, hopefully Inter Miami. Of course, Inter Miami did beat Atlas earlier this week in Leagues Cup play, so they get the 3 points. Messi with 2 assists and a late goal. Not Messi getting the goal on the assist, so we get the 3 points. You know the rules: 2 and you're through. If you can beat Necaxa tonight, the game against Pumas doesn't really matter other than for seeding. You'll be into the knockout round. So let's just go ahead and take care of business, especially since I'm going to be there. Let's really take care of business. Messi, if you could get a hat trick, that'd be nice. Suarez, throw in an extra goal. We can walk them away. And now I just need 2 tickets. If someone's got 2 extra tickets that they'd like to give me, please let me know. 305-567-056. You can slide into my DMs at Dan Day Radio. You can always slide in at Dan Day Radio. We got you. What? I mean, you can slide into someone's DMs. Is that a negative term?
No.
I'm not asking for.
No.
I'm not asking you to slide into my OnlyFans page. I'm asking for you. If I had an OnlyFans page, then that'd be different. But don't have that. Dolphins did practice earlier today. Good news.
What's that?
Aaron Brewer made his first appearance of camp. Bad news. Austin Jackson, he's hurt and is hopeful. Not for the first preseason game, not for the second preseason game, not for the third preseason game, but hopeful for the first actual game of the season, September 7th against the Indianapolis Colts. Other bad news, Cam Smith did not practice. He worked with trainers. Once again, I can't say it enough. Cam Smith, don't get your hopes up. If you're talking about cornerback help, we need help. He's a second-round pick. You're going to have to look to Jack Jones. Storm Duck.
Oh, man.
Mike Hilton.
Poor Ducky.
Mike Hilton.
I don't know, bro. 31 years old. Mike, how old is Mike Hilton?
I think he's 31.
31.
Well, you know, what they call like the cornerback they want to pick on. They call him the Duck, and now you got Storm Duck.
Barbecue chicken, the duck, whatever poultry animal you want to use. They're gonna get cooked.
Panthers debuted their new scoreboard yesterday in preparation of next season that begins October 7th, 5 p.m. against the Chicago Blackhawks. That scoreboard, those facilities, the ice, everything looking good over there at Amerant Bank Arena.
Dude, it was great being at Lone Depot yesterday. I was like, oh my God, the winter ice game is going to be here.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting. And they want it with the roof open. Remember, we were talking.
I don't know about that, bro.
I don't know how they're going to do that. I mean, they can keep the ice. I'm not worried about the ice. I'm just worried it's going to be hot as to watch a hockey game.
It's a different type of heat.
A lot of the same people that were there last night will be there. It's Rangers, Panthers.
Oh,
yeah, pretty much. But they'll probably be 75% more Panthers fans.
I'm gonna say Panthers fans show up now.
Panthers fans they're not giving up tickets to the Bruins fans, the Rangers fans, Canadians, and Maple Leaf fans like they used to. They're keeping their tickets. They really want to enjoy the night, the life. It's a good time. It's always a good time.
It's gonna be
at
fun.
Amerant Bank Arena.
At Amerant Bank Arena. Yeah, it's going to be fun, though, when they go to Lone Depot Park for the Winter Classic, as they call it. It's awesome. And you got WWE SummerSlam tonight. One of 2 nights. MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey.
First 2-night SummerSlam ever.
So I'm wondering, East Rutherford, its configuration will probably hold 110.
Yeah, it's like the same where the Super Bowl was. It's probably gonna hold 65, 70.
Oh, only 65, 70.
It's a stadium, football stadium.
Yeah, but you can have people on the floor. It's not just people in the stands.
Yeah, but that's a big ass ring and stage they doing. This is like
Really?
Yeah, this is because this is one of the major 4 PLEs.
So let's say they get 70, 80,000. Let's say 80,000.
They're probably
Both nights.
I'll say they'll probably get 65 to 70,000 both nights.
Really? So wait, MetLife.
They'll get 130, 140,000. I don't even think MetLife holds that many people. I think it only holds 65,000 to be quite honest.
Really?
68 maybe.
82,500.
Oh, okay.
82,000.
All right.
82.5. So I mean,
guessing. So but with the stage and everything they got to build, that's gonna take out some seats.
it's gonna be bigger than a football field.
They built the ring, the stage,
Bigger than a football field.
Yeah, bro. It's you, dude.
So the closest person to the ring is going to be.
They're going to be close to the ring, but they got to build a stage, bro.
Okay, I'm gonna predict.
The ring. They got to do all the stuff.
We'll check the.
I'll check tonight and I'll let you know. It's probably gonna be 70. It's gonna be 70, 72,000.
I'm gonna say there's gonna be like 90,000 people there if it's sold out.
72 to 74.
All right. Okay, but we're all on the record. Zach, go on the record. How many people do you think? We're the only people doing this right now, talking about what the attendance for WWE SummerSlam will be just one night. What do you think the attendance?
I'll give you
will be?
75.
75. I'm gonna go.
I'll tell you, they had WrestleMania there before, so I'll let
well, then that's almost like a cheat code right there.
I'll let you know.
I'm going 90. We'll find out.
It was 80,676 fans.
So right. So basically, the configuration of the stadium. Man, that's a big stage.
Do people care about SummerSlam like that though?
Yes,
yeah, they do, man.
Yes, they do. One of the big 4.
Man, wrestling is a big time industry. Huge. I haven't watched it just mainly because I don't have that much time. Just trying to get back. I haven't had time to watch anything. Remember, Vlad, I was excited to go home and watch on my computer a sporting event, and I still haven't even moved the computer since I got back. But there.
Damn.
With that being said, let's go ahead and take a step into the day spa. New Gen Z or trend. Are you ready for this new Gen Z trend?
I'm not a Gen Z, but go ahead.
Halloween in July.
All right, last week you wanted Christmas in July. Now you went Halloween in July.
Christmas in July was awesome. No, it's not me doing these things. I'm not celebrating Halloween in July. So July 31st, get on out there. It's from some TV show did it or something like that. And now people want to, it's called Summerween. I don't know.
Summerween.
I don't think that name's great.
Just wait 2 damn months.
I know it's too close, man. Summerween. Well, it's from a TV show, and apparently it's popular, and people want to get their spook on, so they have a little and instead of carving pumpkins, they carve like pineapples and melons. A little something different.
Okay.
Would you like to come to a Summerween party?
No.
Do you question people that celebrate Summerween?
I question anybody that celebrates holidays on the days that is not the holiday.
So you were questioning me last weekend when I went to Christmas and asked Santa Claus.
You wanted to sit on Santa's lap
and ask Santa for a December 15th win against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And he had a Dolphins tattoo, didn't he?
He did. He had a Dolphins and Hurricanes tattoo. So Santa Claus knows.
All right. It's just weird to me.
Okay. Well, we're not celebrating.
That's like somebody went and celebrate the New Year tomorrow.
Didn't they used to have a place in Disney World that like every 2 hours they celebrated New Year's? And like not every night. You ever seen that episode of The Simpsons where every hour is New Year's? Eh? And they go, "You must love this." And the bartender goes, "Kill me. Just kill me."
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
If every hour you worked at a bar where they celebrated the New Year, kill me. Just kill me. Ooh, me and Tyreek Hill, we're one and the same.
Really?
I love when he talks.
You tackle women?
If I have to. You know what that, we're not getting into, that's not the story we're talking about. We're not talking about Tyreek Hill, backyard football, and whatever extracurriculars happened after that. But Tyreek Hill's talking. When Tyreek Hill's talking, I'm listening. Is he getting his mouth in trouble? Is he writing checks his butt can't cash? We will find out next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM. Dolphins finished up camp day 9 earlier today. Yesterday, they held camp. One of the guys that was outstanding was one Tua Tagovailoa, just throwing darts all over the place, not really throwing hardly any incompletions, not throwing in any interceptions. He has shined. The real talk has been, though, the way Tua has shined as a leader of this team, seeming as though he has taken the reins and is running with this team. And part of being the leader, calling out your best receiver, Tyreek Hill, and saying what he did last year against the Jets at the end of the season, walking out on the team. It is not acceptable, and it's going to be a healing process. It is not forgive and forget. It is we'll try to forgive, and we won't forget. Now, you might think in the past Tyreek Hill might have blown a gasket, but Tyreek Hill actually kind of said, all right, what I did was kind of wrong. I'll admit that. He was asked again yesterday after practice to his comments. How did he feel about Tua basically calling him out on national TV?
I think, Tua comments were needed. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's obviously the leader of our team, so he sets the standard. So I'm just trying to be the best teammate, best version of myself for this team I can be, man. Every day, showing up to meetings, coming out here every day, busting my tail in practice. I think it's important, man. So if you want to be able to leave a legacy, you got to be able to, consistently do those kind of things.
So he says the comments were needed. He says Tua is the unquestioned leader of this team, and he wants to leave a lasting legacy. Vlad, is this Tyreek Hill turning over a new leaf, or is this Tyreek Hill just saying whatever he needs to say?
Just saying anything he needs to say. I mean, he might feel it.
I think he does.
But I've heard it all before.
Right.
I heard it last year. I heard it the year prior.
You're not going for the banana in the tailpipe yet?
I haven't gone for the banana in the tailpipe. Like, you are what you are, man. Until proven otherwise, you are what you are. So, yes. But like I said during the break, it's not about him in number one. It's about him and the other 51 other players as well. Like, everybody heard those comments at the end of last season in the game against the Jets. They heard it. That's the talk of that was during the offseason was about that with Tyreek and how he was going to have to address those comments with his teammates. And at least to the public, they're showing that they're putting up a good front.
They are.
And all he's got to do is ball out.
Yeah.
But I do want to see, because remember they said that the offense was too Tyreek centric. I want to see this year if it's divvied up equally. They're
saying that Jalen Waddle's had an outstanding offseason in camp.
Because he also he didn't have a Jalen Waddle type season.
He had a terrible season last year, to be honest.
And he's getting paid number one type money.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they've talked about this on many of things. The best situation for the Dolphins would be that Jalen Waddle plays so well this year that you make it easy to trade Tyreek. Because you're paying Jalen Waddle to be a number one. If he starts playing like a number one, you don't need to pay two people to be a number one. You go younger, you go talent, you get rid of Tyreek, you get something back for him. That's in a weird way. It sounds like that's the best case scenario for the Dolphins. We'll see. Jalen Waddle, though, has been supposedly tearing it up so far. But once again, practice. Can we admit now, though, that we feel at least confident in saying Tua is now the unquestioned leader of this team?
Yeah. Well, the contract kind of
made it necessary.
Well, yeah, he's the only guy he's the highest paid player on the team, and his contract kicks in, and we've wanted that from the face of the franchise, the guy that's taking the snaps behind center. You want him to be the leader of the team, and in a situation like this, with this being a very hot topic during the offseason, and it's going to be, it would have been still a hot topic if Tua didn't step up, spoke for the team as the leader, even though people are still asking questions, but now they're asking Tyreek, how does he feel? That's going to be that's going to be one of the narratives in the 2025 season, the relationship between Tyreek and Tua.
It will be. I'm going to tell you this right now. It will be.
And not only is that going to be talked about, it's also going to be how the offense looks this year. Is, like I said, is Jalen Waddle getting passes? Is Darren Waller going to be getting more passes? Is
Devon Achane
going to run the ball between the tackles and get more rush, carries and get passes out of the backfield. If it's still Tyreek centric, then both parties have squashed their beef.
Yes.
If it's divvied up equally, I think that's a good thing. I will probably give Mike McDaniel maybe more credit to that.
Mm-hmm.
But if I see Jalen Waddle getting more passes than Tyreek, then yeah. There's been some bad blood still lingering.
Well, Tyreek's doing his part. He says Tua is the unquestioned leader of this team. What he said was needed. And Tyreek Hill went on to say it's important for him to be on time and to be a team member.
I think it's very important because football is a team sport, and I think whenever whenever guys, are able to see me come out here and stretch with them, it just keeps the engine rolling. You know what I'm saying, with the whole team. So it is important. The one day I did miss, though, I was just dropping the kids off to the pool. So I mean, besides that, I'm out here every day, dog.
Come on, man. See, this is why I can't take him. I don't need that excuse. That is a bad. You shouldn't even have said anything. Just said I was late. But your excuse is because I was dropping the kids off at the pool.
No, he says I miss dropping the kids off at the pool.
So
he's on time now. They said he's showing up and stretched. He's been on time. He hasn't been showing up late. It hasn't been the Tyreek Hill show. He's making that commitment. So he goes even further, and he has to hold himself accountable.
Oh, man, I feel like that's the most important thing, being consistent, coming out here working every day hard, just trying to get back to, that old form of myself, man. I think that's very important. Just holding myself accountable, man.
All right. Now, when he's saying going back to his old self.
Yeah, I know. What old self is he talking about?
Yeah.
2 years ago?
Yeah, like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I also thought he said last week why would he want to go back to his old self? Because he also said he's never given the game of football his 100%,
all. Yeah.
What are you saying here?
It's contradictory.
Come on, bro. I've heard it all before.
He also said, and we don't have the clip, but he said that for the first time in his life, he's taking notes in meetings and paying attention.
What, at 31?
He didn't know the playbook the last 3 years in Miami.
He said he didn't understand the playbook the past couple of years in Miami. But, I mean, another thing is he did almost have 2,000 yards in one season. So he obviously understood enough to get by.
So what is it, Dan?
I know.
I'm gonna put all my effort into the season for the first time in my career? Or is it I need to go back to my old self?
Also, isn't it just basic responsibility to be on time and give 100% of your effort?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't drop the kid to the pool. What? What do we do?
He misses dropping his kids off at the pool. So, yes, he's very contradictory of himself because he's saying that I got to get back to my old self, but he's also said that his old self is someone that showed up late, that wasn't the best teammate, that didn't give 100% to the game.
Tyreek is a charmer, okay? He could charm.
Obviously.
In the beginning, he'll charm the hell out of you, and then he's winning, and the cheetah get you guys going crazy because, hey, we're fun, exciting, woohoo.
Maybe.
And then he got the NFL, and then the worst thing that ever happened to Tyreek, remember hear it? Was getting the NFL top 100, being the number one.
By his peers voted him the best player in the league. They were pretty smart doing that. They knew what they were doing. So Tyreek Hill did have a lot of injuries last year. I think Tyreek Hill needs to work on being the new Tyreek Hill. I think that would kind of solve a lot of the what is he saying? What is he doing? Who is he? He's contradicting. So like
31, you got to find a new you.
There's always there's always room for regrowth and change in your life.
I get that, but I don't need to find a new me at 31. I might just have to evolve me at 31, but I kind of know who I am.
No, the new evolved Tyreek Hill, showing up on time, which you should do anyway.
You should have done that already. You've been in the league for 10 years.
Paying attention during meetings, which you should have been doing anyway.
10 years.
Giving 100%,
10 years.
Which you should have been doing anyway. Not walking out on your team and being a good teammate, which you should have been doing anyway. I'm trying to think.
Everything you're saying, I'm saying 10 years. He's been in the league for 10 years. That's something he should have already known. What do I always say? Once the talent is not worth the risk, it's over.
Like I said, so Jalen Waddle and Tua are saying they have a very special connection because Tyreek Hill had the wrist problems, didn't get any OTAs, didn't get any work done in the offseason. Said that Tua and Jalen Waddle worked out a lot, and they have really, really gotten on the same page. And as you've seen, a lot of people are saying Jalen Waddle's carrying himself very different than he has in the past. He's being more vocal, which we've already heard. He's being more of a team leader, which we've known. They're saying he's having really good practices. But I could see, like you said, if it starts getting to one of those situations where Tua is favoring Waddle and Waddle's his go-to guy and Tyreek Hill's production is down a little bit, before the trade deadline, Tyreek could be
that
out.
might be the move.
That might. I mean, if you're a Dolphins fan, I hate to say it. It sounds
But
crazy,
Dan-
but Vlad, if you're a Dolphins fan, you hope that's what
But
happens.
Dan, remember we said this. We talked about this last season when we started seeing. Maybe before the offseason, before the March of 2025. I remember we were talking about. I know it was last year because we were like, why are wide receivers? Why are teams paying their top 2 wide receivers big money like that?
Yeah.
Philadelphia combined paid AJ Brown and Devontae Smith over 60. The Dolphins combined to pay Waddle and Hill over 60.
Over 60, yeah.
The Bengals combined to pay Higgins and Chase over 60.
Well, they actually get their money out of that.
But I was like, this is too much for one position.
Yeah, it is true. It
Especially
seems
when
excessive.
the wide receiver is always coming out the draft every year. So I didn't get that. And I think teams are starting to realize, oh, that was a big mistake. We just need one.
Yeah.
We just need one.
Or maybe give the general manager some credit. They have a little foresight where they're like, we'll pay them both like number ones, and then we'll keep the one we want and trade off as an asset.
But
the
if
one we
the
don't.
other one that you trade off is combustible,
I know.
like Tyreek, that's the thing. I don't think that, personally speaking, I think they did call some teams to figure out what was Tyreek's trade value, and I don't think they got the response they were looking for, or the trade package that they trade assets that they were looking for. So I don't think they could move him now. But if he starts playing well again and the team needs to make a move, yeah.
This is my thing, Vlad. We talked about this early.
Be good and successful.
We talked about this early, before there was even whispers of anything. You and I asked the question, when is Tyreek Hill and Jimmy Butler's antics going to catch up with them to where
Said this 2 years ago?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We said that way before any inklings of these guys not being on any of the teams. We said, when is it going to be too much? When does the juice outweigh the squeeze, or however you want to say it? And sure enough, it came to Jimmy, and I'm scared that it's coming to that time soon with Tyreek.
I said it when I was like, I don't know about giving Tyreek that contract, that extension.
You know what a good organization does? A championship organization does? Kansas City Chiefs did. Probably saw it and looked at it and said, it's nice to have a Ferrari, but are we really needing a Ferrari that we ride around? And he did great at Kansas City, and he did great with the Dolphins. And last year was, I think, it was an anomaly. But maybe Kansas City had a little more foresight and said, this is too much. It's going to be too much. Let's just cut ties now and get what we can get for them. Dolphins, not a championship organization, but maybe this year Jalen Waddle makes it easy for Chris Greer.
If Waddle steps up as a one, yeah, you could trade Tyreek and if Tyreek starts looking like Tyreek of, years prior.
Yesteryear.
And we're always saying that the team doesn't have a direction. They need a rebuild. You trade Tyreek, you get something for the future.
Yeah, you get some assets for the future, and you still have a number one receiver. It seems like
now everybody's like, oh, and I know we've seen the rumors of, trade Tyreek to Dallas for Micah. No, Dallas has 2 receivers already. One in CD Lamb, who's making a lot of money. He's one of the highest paid wide receivers in the league. And George Pickens, who's in the final year of his rookie deal and is looking for a big deal. So
Jerry Jones,
I don't know. I mean, Jerry Jones does like the splash and everything, but they need a running back to make that offense be more balanced. There was talk about, what about Terry McLaurin for Tyreek?
Which we're going to talk about in the next hour. But so
I think that's more, I don't want to say likely, but
I don't know how much I believe these guys about talking about they requested trades. I think these are
not bad. When you
these
think
are
about
tactical moves.
It's not a bad trade.
No.
But the Washington Commanders, their general manager, they're analytics guys. They're nerds like that. So they don't really expect to pay one player of wide receiver in that position a lot of money when they know there's a great crop of receivers coming out in the draft every year. So for everybody looking at those trade options, you got to look at the business side of those deals.
Here's my thing with Tyreek. If he's saying these things and meaning these things, I'm happy for him, and I hope it is. I am scared that possibly they've had to sit down and said, you need to start toting the party line. And maybe we're going to look back and say Tyreek didn't mean those things. He was saying them in jest almost. are just out of obligation. He really, now that we listen to it, it's like, oh, it's necessary. You know what I'm saying? Just toting the party line because he's been told to be put in place.
Listen, he can't. If he starts acting like a
knucklehead,
if you start throwing tantrums, it's over. It's already, you said what you said in the last game of the season.
Yeah.
In MetLife, the cameras caught that, and then now you're gonna want.
It's hard to believe that he's somewhat on thin ice this year.
No, your antics are getting old now because you're 30. You're also 30 now. You're 31. So those putting up with those antics.
That's not the reason his antics are getting old. The season he had last year is the reason why his antics are getting old.
But if he had a great season last year, you're still putting up the antics.
You're fine with the antics, though.
Right. So the antics aren't good because you're 31 years old.
And you had a bad season.
You had a bad season. And the risk is not worth the reward.
There's context, as you say, in winning and losing. For right now, though, he's saying everything in public correct. We'll see how it ages. Let's put it that way. Keeping it a buck next, right here on 560 WQAM. Time to keep it a buck 100% in what we believe right here on Sports Day with my cousin Vladimir Lewis. We also have Zach Horowitz hanging out with us on loan from University of Indiana while he's on his semester break. Kind of keep it 100 right now. Last night was a great atmosphere at Lone Depot Park, and it just makes you believe or want to believe that one day it could be like that. Not all the time, but to somewhat of that level. How exciting that would be for the Marlins team and for the fan base to have an electric, excited crowd on a somewhat regular basis. Looked so much fun on TV. The players looked like they were just juiced. It was just exciting. And I wish that maybe one day, and winning will help that, but I just wish that one day that we'll get there and we'll have, on a more consistent basis, bigger and more electric crowds. Will it happen? I don't know. I'll keep it a buck. I don't know if it's ever going to happen, but I do know winning will help that.
It is weird now that the top two teams in South Florida, at least excitement-wise, are the Panthers and the Marlins.
I know.
And then, well, the two teams that everybody usually love are the teams that Canes are Canes. That's Canes are always.
I'm excited about the Canes.
Yeah,
I'm excited about the Dolphins. What am I talking
Canes
about?
are forever loved. That everybody loves the Canes. Everybody's gonna go to Hard Rock and watch the Canes play, especially when they have a great product on the field like this. Like they should have this upcoming season. But you look at the Panthers and Marlins. That's all we've been talking about. Give the Marlins credit. They've made this summer so enjoyable. Though it's not that bad. It hasn't been that bad of a summer. You're not saying, "Oh my God!" Like you want football to start because football is king. But damn it, the Marlins have been playing some good damn baseball this summer.
What if I had told you 5-7 years ago? And once again, the jury's still kind of out on the Marlins, but let's just say they've kind of got things going. That's saying the two sports organizations in South Florida that have really kind of figured it out and have it going in the right direction are the Panthers and the Marlins.
He and Dolphins can't do anything right now.
You
He
throw
can't
me in
get
a
a free agent. Dolphins.
throw me in the ocean.
Every free agent these guys are signing, we're like, yay, and then something happened with them. And if they make a trade, it's like, yay, and then it's not the trade that should have been made. Meanwhile, Panthers, all right, we'll sign our op. Let's bring our villain to our most hated villain to the team.
The two teams that have it together are the Marlins and the Panthers. Oh yeah, and one of them is going to be back-to-back champions, by the way, and going for the next couple of years.
One team just been to the Stanley Cup final for the last 3 years and won the last two.
And that book is yet to be finished written, by the way.
While another team, nobody gave them a chance, and they're 2 games below 500 with a chance. No, I know I was, I know it's, we were just talking earlier, but no BS, they can't sweep the Yankees and beat 500.
We were chastised at the beginning of the season by giving an optimistic prediction that this team would lose less than 99 games.
Why didn't we jump on that over 70 bet, bro? That was the easiest bet.
Well, I don't know if it was a bet. It was ESPN projections.
Bro, so if you go to I bet you if ESPN's putting that projection,
ESPN bet, yeah.
ESPN bet might have what's the over under on the
Marlins are what, 53 and 55?
It's got to move now. It's got to be close to 70.
And by the way, they're not beating terrible teams. They're not going and whooping up on the Nationals and the Rockies.
No, they have the 4th strength of schedule after the All-Star break
they're
too.
Beating everybody.
Keep it a buck. They've 9-1-1 their last 11 series. They've won 9 of their last 11 series. In one series they split.
They split with the Reds. They got the Astros coming to town too. Let's worry about today. 410. Come on, Yuri Perez. 53 and 55. Vlad, if you'd have gone on the radio at the beginning before the season started and go, I think it'll be around 53, 55 when the Yankees come to town, people would turn your mic off.
Dog, this is crazy.
Vlad, we had, and I'm not going to name them once again.
They just got to win 17 games.
Yeah. We had some national people at spring training up in Jupiter. I'm not going to name any names that said,
call them names.
You most likely will have the worst record a baseball team has ever had at the end of the season.
A baseball team?
Worse than the White Sox last year. That did not age well.
Shout out to Clayton McCullough.
And Peter Bendix and even Bruce Sherman. In spring training, I didn't believe in Peter Bendix at first because he got rid of all of, let's say, my favorite players in about a 3-month span before the season even started again. But he said we're going to win more games than people expect. And this is exactly what has happened.
They said they spent money on science, not on players.
I'll give it credit to the analytics, man. I gotta give them credit.
I gotta give them credit. I mean, Kyle Stowers.
I'm not a big fan of it all the time, but
I didn't know who Kyle Stowers was till he hit the walk-off game 1 against the Pittsburgh Pirates. That was my introduction to Kyle Stowers. I don't even remember him in the trade.
He hit 190 last year. He was terrible. He didn't think he was going to make the team this year.
It's an all-star and hitting grand slams against the Yankees in front of 40, 50,000 people. Oh man, it's crazy. We'll see what happens. Vlad, what are you going to keep a buck?
Nothing, bro. That's not going to keep a buck. Oh, Chris Brown. I'm going to keep it a buck.
You went to Chris Brown.
Definitely one of the top 5 greatest performances I've seen.
He's a great dancer.
Unbelievable dancers. Let me tell you this. I've never been to a concert, and I was so happy with this, that the women to men ratio was 9-1. Women to men.
Oh, wow.
It was like 98% women in that concert. Yes, it was beautiful. It was great. It was great. 2.5 hours.
Wow.
Started on time.
Wow.
Yes. How I know it started on time? Because I got there at 8:40, and that's when he was about to come on. So I missed Bryson Tiller and Summer Walker. I wanted to see Summer Walker, but dude, Lone Depot Stadium, Lone Depot Park this week is probably the busiest it's been in a long time. You had the Chris Brown concert, and you have the 3-game series against the Yankees, and then you got the Astros coming into town. So you get a chance to see Carlos Correa.
You get
Altuve.
You get to see Jesus Sanchez too.
Oh wow, he gets to come back to. Now let me ask you this: when he made that trade, did they look at the schedule and be like, "Oh, you could come back and get your stuff when we come back in like a couple of days"? Like, just here's your bag, just get to where's Houston now? Where are they playing right now? They're in Boston. So he just flew up to Boston, right? From where were they before?
I'm also trying to think.
Right?
The Marlins were in St. Louis.
So he went from St. Louis to Boston, and we'll come back down and just grab the rest of his stuff.
Yeah,
and
get your stuff later. It's good.
Yeah.
I was worried that they would trade Sandy or Edward Cabrera to the Yankees, and they'd pitch this weekend against the Marlins.
Yeah, they pitched against their former team.
That's what I was hoping.
Is Sandy Alcantara scheduled tomorrow?
No,
tomorrow's Edward Cabrera.
Well, still also against the team. He can show out against the
Sandy's
team.
pitching Monday against the Astros.
That's fine. Well, good. So Chris Brown. I don't know really a lot of Chris Brown's music.
Nah, Breezy was great, man.
Double your pleasure, double your fun.
And then here's the other thing. You forget how many hits that he has.
And yeah, that's the thing. I don't really know, but I'm sure if I listened to his music, I'd hear a lot of hits.
I just played that. Excuse Me, Miss, obviously. Ayo. I forgot Ayo.
Man's not good in relationships, but he can put on a show.
Nah, but he knows how to get him. He knows how to get him though.
Well, yeah. I mean, look at him.
I mean,
if you can sing, you can dance, and you're decent enough looking. Yeah, I see that.
Lisa Ann, Karushi, Rihanna.
He had Rihanna. Yeah. For better or for worse.
Yeah,
man.
Breezy was top 5 performance I've ever seen in my life.
Wow, Sterling Sharp going into the class of 2025.
Now keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. What a terrible week for Shannon Sharp. Not enough you lost money last week. You get fired by ESPN, and then you try to tell ESPN, "Oh, can you please not come out with this news? This is the week of my brother's Hall of Fame induction." ESPN don't owe you that.
No,
they don't owe you that. Like you should have never put yourself in that position to embarrass yourself. Like look at that. Look at that. Come on, man. Now everybody, it's your brother's biggest honor, the honor that you want your brother to do, but everybody's gonna be leading up to it, talking about you getting fired, you having to pay off your ex-girlfriend.
That's the part that hurts the most.
And then now you being sued, you and Ocho being in the nightcap show being sued by some lady who said she was falsely accused of cheating because of a picture that was taken, and they were critiquing the picture. They were talking about the picture, and said that her husband wanted to get divorced, and she was not even married and everything. So a lot of undue publicity was thrown upon her without her consent, and she was suing them for trauma and slander and all of that. So yeah, it's been a bad week for Mr. Shannon Sharp, Shay Sharp. Keep it a buck.
Don't know what his future holds, but we'll see. Zach, what do you want to keep a buck?
I'm going to keep it a buck and say that last night in Major League Baseball as a whole might have been the best night in the 2000s. There were 5 walk-offs, which included the Marlins' 13-12 win against the Yankees and the Rockies' 17-16 win over the Pirates. And then there were 9 one-run ball games as well.
Wow.
And then that goes into today. You know, tonight's a Speedway Classic in Bristol, Tennessee.
Are they playing it? Is there a game in Tennessee?
Yeah, it's the Reds and the Braves tonight. And so the current attendance record in Major League Baseball history is 85,000, a little bit over that. And tonight's stadium holds 146,000. So I don't know how much they'll sell.
I'll give Manfred credit.
They're trying stuff, different things each year.
That Field of Dreams that he did too long ago was cool.
They've got the Speedway Classic.
You got the Speedway Classic in Bristol.
You got the Little League.
You do the Little League during the Little League World Series. You have them go play in Williamsport. give Manfred credit.
They played last year in Puerto Rico,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
and then they always have the World Baseball Classic too.
Oh, that's
Also, say
kinda-
this. You know what?
And they're promoting that already at Long Depot
Yeah,
Park.
I'm going to tell you this. Last
go.
night's Marlins game was the best game in the history of that stadium that wasn't the World Baseball Classic.
I won't disagree with you. I
World
wouldn't
Baseball is
disagree.
out next year, right?
Yeah, no,
And-
they're already promoting it at Lone Depot.
They're
By the
supposed
way,
to be building the
You know
mall.
what I realized about Lone Depot Park? Great place to watch a game while you're waiting for your food. You can watch the game on standing in line.
Oh, you can see the field
You
and
can
everything.
see the field and everything.
I rarely get food or drinks at events, so I don't know.
I was like, oh snap! I told Trevor, I was like, yo, Trevor, you could watch the game still while you're online ordering your food. It's like, oh, okay, because usually concession stands are really far away from the play on field. But
that's good design right there. Good design. Very nice. Been exciting times in baseball. That's definitely for sure. Want to hear from you? 305-567-0560. Gonna come back. More Tyreek, more Miami Dolphins, more Canes, and maybe some Panther stuff in there too. They got some cool stuff happening with the Panthers. This is Sports Day on 560 WQAM. I told you were going to blink your eyes and football was going to be here. To give you a little perspective on that, Vlad, we're not going to be on next Sunday because the Miami Dolphins have their first preseason game against the Chicago Bears. We're going to have pregame,
Yes.
and a postgame, going to have all the goodies. It's going to be an away game, so you're not going to be in the locker room, which I'm very excited to have you back in the locker room this year, kind of getting the insight and giving me some cool stuff from there. But literally, next weekend, preseason starts for the Dolphins. It's right there. Some more notes. Zach, since you are, job shadowing and kind of a de facto intern of the show, after the show, if I don't get these free tickets to the Inter Miami game, you're going to have to stick around a little bit and help me find the best deal on some tickets because I need 2 tickets to this Inter Miami game.
I will do. We're nearing
How
about.
did you go from needing 1 to 2 now?
How did I go from not needing any and working for the team to now needing to buy 2 tickets?
I know why you need it. I mean, the significant other is always, they always tell you things at the last minute and then expect you to
I got a new roommate, man.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Got you.
And you're at $65 right now.
You got to be kidding me.
Not that bad.
It was 45 during the week.
Oh, well, you waited too late.
Well, I thought they wouldn't go up.
It's
Apparently,
gonna go up at the day of the game.
I mean, it's Inter Miami, Necaxa. Who doesn't want to go to that? I'm definitely going to have to fill up on the press room food and beverage.
Yeah.
When I say beverage, I mean
Juice.
lemonade. Yeah, they don't.
Soda.
It's not the 1970s where they used to have beer all over the place. They said that Don Shula used to keep a bathtub of beer in his hotel room because he said, coaches would come in and they'd game plan and he would just drink beer and talk and stuff. And they said the reporters, Dave Hyde, our great friend Dave Hyde over at the Sun Sentinel, said after games in the press room, they roll out ice buckets of beer. Oh,
I missed doing the Canes games when we do the post game from Orange Bowl, and then they would go upstairs to the chancellor's room, like where all the big and then they would just grab all the beer and we'd just be drinking.
Girl.
Doing the post game.
Give you something to look forward to, Zach.
Love it.
One time at the end of the year, I used to be part of the LSU football broadcast. At the end of the year, we used to broadcast from Walk-Ons, which is a bar, sports bar. After the last game, we'd have our quote unquote end of the year party, which was just open tab. I ran up like a $2,500 bar tab and food tab myself.
Damn, bro, what the hell are you drinking?
Dude, I'm buying food and drinks for everyone. Like just random. A woman was at the bar and I was kind of hitting on her. And I was like, what do you do for a living? She's like, a teacher. I'm like, you're doing God's work. I got her tab.
Math teacher, because clearly your math wasn't mathing.
What do you mean? What?
Saying $2,000 tab.
$2,500 tab. Yeah. I mean, I didn't pay for it.
Jeez.
The good people at Walk-Ons swallowed that one.
Yes, they did.
That's the Walk-Ons Bistro,
Yeah.
EAUX.
Yeah, EAUX, yeah. I was worried like the next 3 days my boss was gonna call me in the office and like, what the hell happened? Never said a word. Said it's part of the deal. They agreed that at the end of the year, they would give all of us hard workers, and I use that term very loosely, hard workers, an open bar tab, open food tab, whatever you want. So just keep that in mind. If they say it's open, you take advantage of it. I mean, but I did have friends coming by and people I saw that I knew, and and I was going at it too, man. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe taking some food home. I don't know. And then I got the code number for what our code number was to get into the tab. So every once in a while, I might have gone there too and used that code number. Then I had to change it one time because overuse. But yeah, I've never been a part of a locker room or post game show where the team actually offers you alcohol or anything other than maybe some food and stuff like that. I am glad. I mean, I love going to the Dolphins games, but I am glad I'm not in the press box anymore because, man, for your health, it's terrible.
What, the food?
No, yeah, it's for your health. It's terrible. The food's great, but you just eat your ass off. And then I'm drinking Mountain Dew. I don't even drink sodas. It's available, man. I'm like, well, I mean, if they got Mountain Dew, I'll drink a coffee, a Mountain Dew. I'll get another Mountain Dew. I'll eat a cookie.
Yeah, you eat in the press box?
You
eat in the press box, huh?
The Dolphins.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
In the little cafeteria area.
Yeah, no,
You don't eat? That's part of the job.
I go downstairs.
What is downstairs? I don't know.
The sweet life.
Oh, well, that's different, man. I'm talking about strict press.
I'm talking about. I go downstairs to the suite life. QAM got a suite. They got good food out there, right?
I don't eat in the suite, man. I don't go to the suite. I'm not invited.
What do you mean not invited?
I'm not invited.
Oh my God! Well, you should go. You should invite yourself and say hello. You should say hello.
I've been there. It's fine.
I'm saying it's good food, but
and the time it's catered food.
Yeah, I know. Ours, the meals for the media is not catered like that.
I would like to thank all those fine ladies and guys that work their asses off to cook and feed and take care of all the staff and press and everything else.
We are thankful for it, but sometimes it's mid, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good.
Let's get to some headlines, man.
Let's get to that
because nobody gives a damn about that.
Nobody cares about our hunger.
I'll never forget the time I went on and heard somebody talking about what they ate during the game. They weren't talking about the Dolphins winning a game, and I was like, okay, I'm out. Great baseball game last night. Augustin Ramirez. Main thing is, I was saying Zach needs to help me out with finding some tickets that aren't $65. Do you know any like backwoods websites?
I'm only on the ones that have no fees. And
that's Craigslist.
I don't know.
Could you maybe
you're in trouble?
Could you no? You're not going to get in trouble here for research purposes. Can you maybe find some shady dealer that maybe might sell me fake tickets, but if they're real, it's really cheap.
Go scalping on the.
I know. I wonder. Do you think people will be scalping tickets outside of the stadium? That might be the move. But then I'd have to buy them from the team, and that'd probably be more expensive
for sure.
I can't believe I'm talking about having to buy tickets to a sporting event. I used to work for Inter Miami too, man. Oh well. Augustin Ramirez, he got a hit, went 3 feet. Xavier Edwards ran 90 feet, and the Marlins walked off the Yankees 13-12 in the bottom of the ninth last night. The two play again today, 4-10. Yuri Perez.
I watched a big league game and on a little league play.
It was literally the most anticlimactic play. Although the storyline's great.
Everything
Ramirez.
was great. That's why it's funny that it was a 3-footer. By the way, every hour it gets less and less.
It's 3 feet at this point. Yes.
Right.
Oh, Shannon Sharp's on TV.
Yes, with Sterling.
He's got sunglasses on to hide the tears.
Hide the tears because it's like, you're gonna say, my baby brother, he might have done bad things, but he's a good man. He's a good man. He's a good man. I try to lead him well.
Both of them fantastic football players.
Yes, the Pro Football Hall of Fame is happening right now. Jared Allen.
I saw Jared Allen going in.
Now Sterling Sharp is making he's making a speech right now. He's being inducted. And who else is there? Eric Allen and Antonio Gates will be the.
Oh yeah, Antonio Gates.
Yes. And I wonder if Antonio will be the last one since he played basketball at Kent State. I think Kent State's in Ohio.
Oh, it is in Ohio. Yes.
Okay. So I don't know if he might be the last
one. Some another, we talked about him last week, another alum of Kent State, a famous alum of Kent State, Nick Saban. I know. ESPN lists Miami as one of the 32 teams with a larger than 10% chance to make the college football playoffs this year. I have a feeling this Miami team is going to be good enough to make the playoffs, and then they are going to make the playoffs. I have a feeling they're going to get into the ACC championship game. And we talked about Carson Beck. Once again, I guess it's a little relieving at the same time stressful for Carson Beck. His numbers really don't matter this year. The only number that matters is the wins that he gets.
Well, fam, I didn't realize they lost 7 of their top receivers from last year.
Yeah, they got it.
All of them.
Their top 4 receivers gone, but they got CJ Daniels from LSU. They got
top 4 is good, but I'm like, damn, you lost your top 7. Like that's a lot.
Yeah, what's his name? Arroyo.
Right, he was in.
Arroyo and Restrepo were the main 2.
Yeah, they both went to the NFL. You lost a lot of offense this offseason.
I was listening to you filling in for Hawking Crowder and Solana with Don on Jimmy yesterday, and Donald said that because I guess they were talking about the all ACC team and how there were so many damn Clemson players. 11 Clemson players, but they're also bringing back 80% of their team and
3 transfers this year.
Yeah, they don't do the transfer portal.
No, they got 3.
This year they finally.
Dabo brought in 3 transfers.
Jumped into it.
Dabo, you know what Dabo did? Dabo's like, I want it my way. But I'm not gonna be any more stupid now.
Yeah,
God, I did it your way. God, Lord, I did it your way, and we got there. We proved our point. But in order for us to win, I need some transfers.
Dabo did. I will admit, he did have a sit down and shut up moment last year when they won the ACC championship.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, all right, I can't criticize him this year.
Listen, and I said the same thing the year prior when Alabama got to the college football playoffs and almost beat Michigan. I said that might have been Saban's best job ever, because it wasn't like that was a loaded Alabama team from years prior, but he was still able to get them to the college football playoff and have a chance to compete for a national title. This Miami team should be in the college football playoffs this upcoming season.
The defense is better. The
offensive line is still the best offensive line in football.
And the running back room is just as good, if not
Maybe
better,
that's
this year
stronger.
than it was.
Right, and we all know it doesn't matter if it's college, high school, or the pros. If you control the line of scrimmage both sides, you're winning. And I think they have a good defensive line, and they have a great offensive line, and they have a tremendous running game. And Carson Beck is not no freshman.
No.
He's been in big games. He's been in big time
He's
matchups.
made big plays. He's
made
done
big plays.
I told you, Vlad, I reiterated this, and we talked about it last week. My goal is let's just say Florida State, because it would be that much sweeter. Florida State scores a touchdown with about 7.5 minutes left in the game. It's a 7-point game.
And then,
We get the ball back and just nickel and dime them down the field.
I love the flash and substance, but nothing makes me happy than when your team gets the ball with 7 minutes to 6 minutes left, and you know you got to milk the clock, and you run a 6-minute offense, and you just make them use all their timeouts, and you just take their will, their heart away from them. You leave that's taking a man's manhood if you do a 6-minute drive.
And if you're the other team, it just burns you up inside, man. You're so helpless.
What?
You're just
they just saying, all right, it's mano y mano. You're not man enough. You don't.
And then every once in a while, it'll be like a 3rd and 3, and you'll just drop like a little quick out pass for first down. Boop. No, first down.
My clock still burning.
Yep, just boom.
And they got to waste time out. There is nothing like that. So, and Miami has the capability of doing that. They have the capability of doing that.
Choking you out.
But Clemson is going to be a better. So I heard you guys are talking, like I said, you say Donald has Clemson winning.
Yes, he does.
ACC, but Miami also coming out
Second.
and being in the playoffs.
Right, because the top 4 get the automatic bid in, and then Miami would be one of the 8 teams on the
But
outside.
both teams out the gate have tough matchups.
You ain't lying.
Clemson plays your school,
LSU, who's notoriously bad in first games of the year with Brian Kelly, but go ahead.
and Miami versus Notre Dame. By the way, I thought Miami Notre Dame was going to be the best matchup of that weekend. No, it's not. No, it's not.
But it's on a Sunday, so it's the best matchup of that day.
But it's not the best matchup that weekend. The best matchup of the weekend might be 1 versus 2.
Texas, Ohio State.
Yeah, at noon.
That's a big one.
That's a big one. That might be 1 versus 2.
So you have the team that won the national championship
against
last
the
year,
team that's favored to
favored to win the national championship this year, and you get Arch Manning in his first quote unquote start as the leader of the team.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, football is back.
That's another thing I thought about this yesterday, Vlad. And once again, I'm not super high on Quinn Ewers, but Quinn Ewers is making plays and stuff like that. Quinn Ewers, as we've talked about, one of the highest recruited prep stars coming out of high school. He forced Steve Sarkisian and the guys at Texas to play him over Arch Manning for 2 seasons. So that gives me hope that he's going to be a serviceable backup quarterback in this league. That kind of thudded out right there. I kind of built him up to be a backup. But, I mean, you kept waiting, why is Arch Manning not playing? It's because Quinn Ewers played that well. And I don't think Arch Manning was all that worried. He knows he's got this.
So, Quinn Ewers, right?
He can be a serviceable backup.
You know that's going to be the talk, right?
It already
No.
is.
It's going to be the talk leading up, especially after the Chicago game.
Watch him ball out in
Because
preseason.
all we hearing right now is Tua is balling
They're saying
out
Quinn
of
Ewers
practice.
balling too.
So there's no work. We already knew who number 1 was. Now it's about number 2. And down here, they love the rookie. They love
they love Skylar Thompson until
they love the
didn't.
underdog story until he's got to win a very important game. Skylar Thompson's the only person I know that could go 13 for 35, but these callers and these Dolphins fans out here think it was the 13 greatest completions since Marino's 84 year. Like, come on, man. What are we doing here?
I'm not doing it. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it. Like I said, I'm just,
so I like Mike McDaniel
just shutting it down.
She's shutting everything down by saying, okay, that's cool. Zach Wilson's still the backup number 2.
Yeah, let's see Quinn Ewers play a half or two each game. And then you have Brett Gabbert as the fourth quarterback, Blaine's brother. He played at Miami, Ohio. I know he is. He's the guy. 2 years ago, Miami, Ohio played University of Miami down here. And he said the real Miami is in Oxford, Ohio.
I remember
and then
that,
lost
yeah.
by 30, 40 points.
I remember that. I saw Skylar Thompson. I haven't heard much about it. He's still on the Pittsburgh Steelers squad in some way, shape, or form. So they have 6 quarterbacks in there. Okay. Interesting, to say the least. Yeah. Skylar Thompson. We got a couple more quick news and notes. We had Dolphins practice earlier today. Good news. Center Aaron Brewer, he had his first practice of the season. He's dealing with that deep tissue bruise. Austin Jackson, Cam Smith did not practice. The Bears are next up. They're going this week to Chicago for some joint practices in a game on Sunday. Panthers debuted their new scoreboard yesterday. Looks absolutely stunning. And WWE SummerSlam night 1 of 2 tonight. MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Are there any matchups tonight, Vlad, that we should be excited about in the world of wrestling?
The card is out, but I never really did take a chance to see. I know the main event is tonight. Night 1 is CM Punk versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Tomorrow night is Cody Rhodes versus John Cena 2 for the WWE Championship. The big matchup that will have the public outside's interest of, would be Jelly Roll.
Oh yeah, Jelly Roll's lost weight and he's going to fight
200 pounds and he's going to team
great.
up with one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, Randy Orton, to go against your favorite guy, Logan Paul. And hopefully Drew McIntyre. He didn't have any passport issues. He was still being held in London from last week.
And just for the record, Bad Bunny will not be making an appearance. He's doing his residency in Puerto Rico right now.
No, how about that? How about a friend of mine was like, oh,
she got tickets.
She got tickets to go see Bad Bunny. Bro.
I can't get tickets to Bad Bunny. I can't get cheap tickets to Inter Miami.
Shout out to my homegirl Chantel, man. She was fun.
She came by Duffy's Thursday. She was cool as hell, man.
Yeah, it was good people's, man.
She had a good sense of humor.
Awesome. Real cool.
Because I made a couple jokes that could have gone the wrong way, and she took it. And she was laughing.
Nah, she's cool, man.
Yeah, she was really cool.
She's mad cool.
Everybody was super cool that night, man, except for me.
Dude, on a Thursday night, on a slow Thursday night.
You should have been there last night.
Well, I expect a Friday night to be popular, but Thursday night, because I came in, I got there kind of late, and it was like, damn, it's still packed.
And what happened the second you walked in the door? Your Heineken was waiting for you.
My baby.
You didn't even have to order.
No, my baby. Well, no, my baby asked me, what's your drink again? And I looked at him like, really, babe? And then she gave it to me. And she's like, she remembered. And
Justin, like, Sabrina, Val, doing everything.
Love you, Sabrina.
With that being said, let's go ahead and take a step into the day spa. Last week, Vlad, you put me on to the World Massage Championships in Tokyo, Japan.
No, I think you did.
You told me.
Nah, did I?
Yeah, you did.
I did.
Yeah, okay. They were doing some questionable things. When I say questionable, I didn't know what was going on.
Yes.
Whew, that was weird, man. It was cool, but it was weird.
Oh, Cruz, you know what, guy? I think it's a story. I'm gonna have to tell you something as well.
You DM'd me or whatever on Instagram, and I forgot about it. So one night I was pretty hammered, and I was going through, and I saw it, and I was like, being drunk and watching those people give massages freaked me out.
Nah,
bro.
That was too sensual.
Didn't she pick up a guy, rolled her on his back, and it was weird, man. Well, this one's a little less weird, but strange nonetheless. The World Dog Surfing Championships are being held this weekend in San Francisco.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so you go out there in the ocean and the dogs are surfing. I'm guessing they have handlers, but
they better have a handler. I don't want to see no dogs.
I mean, they have some crap on TV like axe throwing. I can't get some dogs surfing.
Dogs should be able to survive the water. Right?
Yeah, they can doggy paddle.
The currents ain't gonna take on.
Oh God, Vlad, I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought about you last night. I was about to punch the TV. Thank God the Marlins game came on, bro. Those Savannah Bananas were playing.
Oh my God, that's the reason why I'm going to talk to you. Bro, do you understand what happened to me during Tobin and Leroy's show this week?
I heard you were ambushed. You were bamboozled.
Bro, it was the first time. I'm looking for my cruiser. I'm like, where's Dan? I'm like,
I should have parachuted in and cussed out everybody.
These people are all in love with the damn alley.
They had a ladder on the field last night, Vlad. These guys a ladder.
Bums, I say.
Good looking guys. Don't take it away from you.
You know what? Go down under. Go to Thunder down under.
Homeboy was batting with his shirt completely unbuttoned, his chest out. I was like, well, look, what's going on
We're
here?
watching baseball. I'm not here to go see Magic Mike try to,
The umpires did a line dance. They did a line dance during the game.
Sam, I hate umpires and I hate officials. If I don't hear from them, it's the greatest thing ever. I don't need to see some 300-pound Eric Gregg looking umpire twerking, thinking he's make the stallion. No.
And it pisses, I'm sorry, it makes me angry when they field a routine infield, to the shortstop, and the shortstop tries to backhand it all the way to first base, and then it goes into the dugout. I'm like, you look like baseball. An idiot. You look like an idiot.
This is not N1 baseball.
Oh,
Jesus Christ, man. I tell you, and then they were like, oh, like, who is this for? This is not for the baseball fans.
For a bachelorette party.
It is basically for women, and I don't knock it. Fine. But the kids aren't there. Listen, 4-year-old Tommy's not looking at Magic Mike going to be gyrating on short on second base. He's not there for that. That is for mommy. That is for mommy and her homegirls so they can drink their little Zinfandel or whatever, their red wine or their martini, their dry martini, and think about.
Stay away from ESPN. They're playing again tonight against the Firefighters in Boston.
Again, they played firefighters last night. The guys were in firefighter uniforms. God bless our firefighters.
Time out. Firefighters? Really?
They're and they have firefighter uniforms. They play firefighter uniforms.
Every woman's dream.
Oh, man in uniform, firefighter. Oh,
this is this is sexual baseball. This is SLB.
I'm borderline offended by it. Actually,
sexual league baseball.
I might have a suit there. ESPN sexual harassment. I know I don't have to watch, but
I'm sick of it.
I really I can't believe Tobin and Leroy went after you.
Dog, Tobin, Leroy,
Leroy's from the 9th Ward. Man, you better not go. Bet not.
And the listeners too went at me because I was like, you know what? I was like, thank God I got my cousin, man.
Yeah.
And our listeners, the Sports Day show, they know what it's about. We don't want that. Who wants that?
You can go to a Marlins game like last night, a gem of a game.
That was baseball.
That was more dramatic and exciting.
That was great. You would think I want to see some guy in left field start gyrating his hips? No.
Putting a ladder on the field. I don't need to see a bunch of fat umpires doing the can between batters.
If I want to see that, I'll buy myself a wrestling ticket where I know it's a whole promotion. It's for entertainment. It's sports entertainment. When I go to a baseball game, I want to see sports. I'm entertained by the sport, but I want to see sports. I want a winner and a loser, and for it to hurt. Like yesterday night, you said you saw Jazz Chisholm walking with his head down. You know why? It hurt to lose. You know, whatever. The Boston fire truck firefighters. You think if they lose, they can't?
Yeah, you think they're upset?
They're upset? No, they got to go back on the pole the next day.
Oh man, we lost. Now I got to get to my stripper job.
Oh, man, this is ridiculous, man.
Zach, you're not watching it tonight, are you?
No chance.
And if you're a man, I'm questioning.
I'm not even going to say. This is not even a lie. If I had the choice between sitting in a room with no TV or watching the Savannah Bananas, I'll find a way to entertain myself.
I'll listen to my girl tell me her day. Stories about her day.
You don't want to see a 12-foot guy on stilts throwing the ball 50 miles per hour at a downward angle?
What is this? Even P.T. Barnum wouldn't do craziness like this.
Yeah, I know, man. The circus is better
Barnum
than that.
and Bailey wouldn't do nothing. Man, come on, man.
I question that game.
Savannah Bananas.
We sold it. It's Camden Yards. It's sold out. I don't care. Take it off TV. Put it on the Ocho. I'd rather watch the pillow fighting that came on yesterday.
I don't. The Ocho was always great. I love just the weird sports on the Ocho.
Yesterday they had pillow fighting, and then they had a sport where it was a wet slip and slide stairs.
Slippery steps. It was in Miami.
And two guys just trying to pull each other off. Now that's sports. Savannah Bananas, go to hell. Just saying that. Up next, we got to get back on track. Our weekly rant about the Savannah Bananas, just getting it out of the way. Stop putting them on TV. We'll stop.
Yo, enough of this, man. I need preseason football back.
Yeah, I hate to say this. Give me the Hall of Fame game again. Replay it.
You know what? I'm going to say something that's going to bother you right now, Dan. I'd rather watch the UFL.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch the XFL.
I'd rather watch a real sport.
I would watch spring football than the Savannah Bananas.
I'd rather watch Canadian football than the Savannah Bananas.
I'd rather watch G League and Summer League basketball.
Of course. Oh, absolutely.
Savannah Bananas.
Yeah.
I'm willing to watch 17 and under hockey tournaments.
Look, Vlad, if you have a cousin playing in a 5th grade basketball game, I'd rather go watch that than the Savannah Bananas. I'm not
I
joking.
literally just said I would rather listen to my girl tell me how her day went.
Well, I mean,
No, like, and
let's not say anything crazy.
and I'm actually gonna pay attention.
yeah.
Like, I would be really looking forward to her telling me how her day went, because that's the only time I'm ever gonna look forward to hearing how her day went.
Once again, how do you feel about the Savannah
Then
Bananas?
watch the
305-567-056. You can jump on the YouTube and Twitch. Be honest. Be honest. If you love it, let us know why. If you hate it, we already know why. Up next, though, we're going to talk Tyreek Hill trade. A trade?
To
Yes.
where? To who?
Ooh, juicy is all I can say about that. That's next on 560 WQAM. He lost his lady. It's one of my all-time favorite.
Oh, he dropped a single yesterday.
Ghostface Killer dropped a single?
There's an album coming out very shortly.
Whoa! This is one of the more underrated songs. This is one of my favorite underrated songs. Although it was pretty big when it came out in 2000, I want to say.
I'm just too nasty.
Was he in Wu-Tang?
Yeah, of course.
I was just making sure.
And Wu-Tang.
There's 80 Wu-Tang guys.
There's only 9. And one passed away. Rest in peace to Old Dirty.
Oh, really? The only one died?
Yeah.
Man. What did ODB die of? Just
ODB stuff.
Being an ODB?
Yeah.
Do you remember when he was on food stamps, even though he was
and he took the limo?
Yeah. Internet, he was internet.
That was great.
Didn't he get in trouble for that?
I don't know if he did. He probably did. I mean, I don't know.
That's a little bit of defrauding the government, you know.
I would think so, but hey, man, you know,
it was a great stunt.
He took Tabitha Soren to a one hell of a ride to the check cashing store, I believe.
Yep.
To go
Yeah.
It don't get any realer than that.
That was a gritty check cashing store too, man.
Oh, I know where that spot was. I definitely know where that was.
Hey, 30, baby, I got your money. Don't you worry. Hey. Tyreek Hill, we got your money, man. But there has been talk that Tyreek Hill, if you don't want to get with the program, and so far he has gotten with the program, you could end up like Jalen Ramsey and get traded. And there's some interesting guys out there that are looking for trades. It just was announced this past couple of days that Micah Parsons personally issued a trade request to the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, they play with that boy's intelligence, man. Don't play with that man with his money. Even though he is on the contract for the next 2 years. I would like to say that.
Different NFL than it was back in the day. Now, you told me that the Cowboys are probably happy with their wide receiver situation. But Jerry Jones has been known to do crazier things. Now, you're going to have to pay Micah Parsons. You're going to have to make him the highest paid defensive player in the NFL.
You would have 2 receivers making over $30 million.
But if Jerry were crazy enough and you could swing it some way, shape, or form, that would fit perfectly into the system. You get a known monster of a pass rusher for the Miami Dolphins, young enough pass rushers, for the Miami Dolphins. You move Tyreek Hill. Maybe there's some other trades that are made along with that. If they could work it out, that would be a positive for the Miami Dolphins. If you could get Micah Parsons basically for Tua Tagovailoa and, whatever, maybe a second, third round pick. Would that not be a draft pick you would be interested in if you're a Miami Dolphins fan?
What? A first round?
No, not a first round. Micah Parsons for Tyreek and I don't know, third, something like that. I would be interested.
I don't listen. If we want to play the game, I don't really see why Dallas would make that trade.
Right, that's what we're saying. But
right.
Jerry's been known to do crazy things.
I really wouldn't understand why Dallas would make that trade. Like I said, Jerry just wants the attention. He loves the attention. I think Jerry didn't like the fact that the Eagles. No, I always notice anytime the Eagles are like Super Bowl runner-ups or Super Bowl champs, that's when Jerry wants to even put Dallas's name even more in the forefront because he doesn't like when a division rival is getting more notoriety than him. Think about this, bro. If you really look at it, and I guess this is the geek in me where I look at storyline and narratives and like this. The talk was about Jalen Hurts not being a top 5, top 10 quarterback. And the minute that was the topic of discussion for the 2 days in sports talk, Micah, all of a sudden, Micah's contract becomes the talk of the town. Jerry loves that. And Jerry looked for any opportunity to talk. Wherever there was a mic, he had something to say. Like saying, oh, he could get run over by a car tomorrow. No, not everybody can get run over by a car the next day. What are we talking about? But you know what? He knows Jerry. He knows he's a talking point. He knows people are going to cover whatever he says, and they're going to interpret it in so many ways. And look what's been the discussion over the last 5 days. We've had 3 guys who have contract disputes. Terry McLaurin is mentioned. Trey Hendrickson is mentioned. Micah Parsons is covered by the media. You understand what I'm saying? Like being mentioned and being covered are 2 totally different things. Micah Parsons being covered because he the best defensive player for the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, I'm not trying to pawn off Tyreek Hill, but Jerry Jones, I mean, if you want a spectacle, getting the cheetah for the Dallas Cowboys, that would be something right there on and off the field that would keep you in the know. So you kind of see how I feel. If there's a way we could get Micah Parsons for Tyreek Hill, basically, I'd be all for that. Zach, would you be down for a little bit of Tyreek Hill, traded off? And, and there's got to be other moves too, but for Micah Parsons?
100%. The defense needs any help it can get. Obviously, the cornerbacks and the safety. I mean, as a whole, the defense is weaker than you would imagine, you would like. But if you get that pass rush better, then it takes a bit of the load off of those corners. So definitely.
The other interesting one, Washington Commanders receiver Terry McLaurin requesting a trade. Now, Vlad, that is, if you can make it happen in the Dolphins, you got to go that way. You got to try to get Terry McLaurin. If that were a case.
Now, this is where I can make the argument.
He had huge numbers.
Terry, you come live in South Florida, so I can give you a 3-year, $74 million contract where you're paid like in the upper 20s, maybe low 30s, but you're not asking for Jamar Chase type numbers or anything like that. If I can get you in the Jalen Waddle situation where you're both making like $27 million a year for the next 3 years, I'll go with that. You're not gonna have you're not going to get any headaches from 17. You don't have to worry about any off the field issues. The man can catch from anybody throwing the ball because he had to deal with Taylor Heineke. He had to deal with.
He's basically had over 1,000 yards, except for one season. That one season, he had 990.
That was his first year.
He had 998 yards. I'm
giving him 600,000 yard seasons. I don't care about that. There's a math that was wrong. 2 yards was taken away from that was not supposed to be taken away from him. But he's had a crap load of quarterbacks.
Yeah, not a lot of them good.
The only good quarterback he had was last season, and I mean, if you can make the trade, but if you take Tyreek, that to me would be more of then that is an insult to McLaren because you're taking a guy who's a couple of years older and who's already paid already.
Yeah, once again, I don't know why the Washington Commanders would make that trade other than McLaurin wants out. And he's 29 years old, so he would fit into that age bracket that we're looking.
Right, because that's why he knows he said that this is his last big deal.
Yeah, this is it.
When I say last big deal, his like maybe last multi-year big deal. Once you hit that 30, you're probably gonna be a lot. It's probably gonna be a lot of 2-year contracts with the second year being a team option.
Right. So for me, it's a no-brainer. If the Dolphins can get it to work out in some way, shape, or form, you'd want McLaurin. Zach, you're all on the McLaurin wagon if it were possible.
100%. I'm big on scary Terry.
Yeah. So Tyreek, in these trade scenarios, you're not looking like I don't know anybody in Dolphins Nation is like, no, we got to keep him. And then we could ask about Trey Hendrickson. He was an FAU guy. I saw him play for the Saints. He led the league last year in sacks. Keep Tyreek Hill. If it were,
I would trade him to Cincinnati.
You would?
No, I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't either.
No, Cincinnati doesn't need any more offensive.
Yeah, they're paying everybody out the wazoo, and Joe Burrow, he did pretty well with these guys last year, so we'll keep Tyreek. Plus, I like Trey Hendrickson.
Look, Mike is not going nowhere, man. Let's be real.
Mike, look, yeah, that's the other good question. I want to ask you guys: is it they really want a trade request, or is it strategic, trying to force hands?
I think it's strategic. Look. And down here, you're going to be dealing with it down here as well with Tyler Hero in another sport.
Yes.
When you got a guy like Micah, it's better to pay him now before he has another great freaking season. He breaks the sack record, and then now you got to pay him a ridiculous amount of money when you just could have nipped it in the bud and pay him now.
Jerry's not worried about that.
Jerry's not worried about that because you know why? In the long run, it all works out. He'll get paid, and we get all the traction and talk that we want. That's what's going to happen.
It's all leverage. The guys are they do this on purpose. I want to be traded, then they want to get more money out of it. We've seen it all the time. Guaranteed money, too.
Oh, yeah, it's got to be guaranteed money.
That's all it is.
Yeah, because
that's all it is.
It's not guaranteed, then it's not guaranteed.
Here's what's going to happen with McLaren. He's not going to get traded.
No.
He's not going to get the extension. They're going to give him a raise in this year's contract. For this season, he'll get a little bit more of guarantee money. He'll ball out, and then he'll be signed to another team for a 3-year deal next year.
And even if he doesn't ball out, he'll still get signed to a big deal.
No, because you gotta show that you're continuously putting up these numbers as you're getting older. Like you said, he's 29.
29.
So yeah, you don't want to be declining and then you're putting up the numbers because that's the problem. That's why everybody's looking at Tyreek this season. Because if Tyreek has another 980-yard season, you're like, damn, we paid that man and gave him the extension. And the last 2 seasons, he's gotten less than 1,000 yards. So you don't know what his value and asset's going to be.
By the way, he's turning 30 next month.
Tyreek?
Yeah, McLaren. Yeah, he turns.
McLaren.
McLaren turns. He turns when the season starts.
Well, he's not going anywhere. I don't think Micah Parsons is going anywhere either. So it's all just been talk, man. And Tyreek Hill for now is not going anywhere. But if Jalen Waddle decides that he is going to look like the big time number one that we drafted him to be, that might get things kind of ball rolling interesting in a lot of different ways. Speaking of interesting, we are going to get into something or nothing next. 560 WQAM. Got a big day here on Sports Day. Vlad's going to the Marlins versus New York Yankees. I am going to Inter Miami versus Necaxa. Zach, where are you going?
I got nothing as of now.
Make up something. I got this bowling tournament to go to.
You're not going to the game today?
No.
Zach and I are on the,
no. I refuse to go to the Marlins game. I think the Yankees might be the only team that I don't want to go to the stadium.
Right.
First of all, you're spending, let's say, quadruple the money that you usually spend on tickets. The park. Do you know what the parking was
$30 yesterday.
30?
They hiked it up.
That's lower than I thought. I thought it was gonna be at least $40.
Oh, they ain't let you. Yeah, man.
Between the tickets, the parking, being surrounded by New Yorkers for the entire day, and it's practically a road game in there. So I don't enjoy it as much. I'd rather go on a quiet Tuesday night if I could.
Well, it's gonna be crazy getting there, man.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Trevor to come down here.
Oh, Trevor's coming?
Yeah, he's going with me for the second game.
Meeting you at the station or
no station? I'm not driving there. It makes no sense to take 2 cars to go there.
So is he meeting you at the station?
Yes.
You told me no. It's like
no, he's meeting me at the station.
Oh, he said no. He's meeting me at the station.
Vlad, can I have a score prediction today? What do we think? Yesterday was 25 combined
So
runs.
here's the thing. I expected better pitching yesterday from Jensen Junk and Carlos Rodon, and it was at least good for the first 3 innings. And better for me after the third. But what I expect this to be the total to be over, but watch it go under.
I think it's gonna be a 4-2 ball game.
But everything's leaning for it to be an over.
I got 8-0.
I don't know. Yuri Perez
But
and Cam Schlittler.
Schlittler is just
He's supposed to be one of the top prospects in the Yankees system.
I mean, he
so
throws
I don't know.
hard, but still,
The offense has got to take a step back from last night. That's for
You
sure.
got to
both
expect.
teams, you think?
You would think, but maybe just the electric crowd. It's fired up the Marlins and
No, it fired up. Both teams were
right.
Both teams were fired up by the crowd. That was an electric crowd last night. Like I said, it was the best game to me in baseball. Little did I know that Colorado and Pittsburgh had something better.
At a football score.
But right, both
Wait,
games were
speaking of football score, the last time the Pittsburgh Steelers played the Denver Broncos, it was 13-6. When the Pittsburgh Pirates played the Colorado Rockies last night, it was 17-16. Higher scoring baseball game than football game.
Whew. Here we go, some something or nothing. Sha'Carri Richardson, we love
She
her.
got busted.
She got arrested for an alleged assault at the SeaTac airport right outside of Seattle. She was fighting her boyfriend. Something or nothing.
It's something. I hope both parties, get through this, get the help that they need, because that's not a good situation, especially for her when, she's been really, really doing well over the last couple of years in track and field, and you don't kind of want no negative stories or
She's had some
negative
negativity.
publicity.
She's had negativity kind of surround her.
Right, but you hadn't really heard much about that over the last couple of years. Everything's kind of been positive in her. I just hope it's just a isolated incident, and everybody's good.
Yeah, I feel like she's always either extremely positive, winning everything,
Right,
or
it's extremely negative. There's no
yeah.
middle for her.
I actually think it's nothing, because if you travel with your significant other, there's always bickering and battles and stuff.
SeaTac don't really get down. Like that's one of the nicest. I like that airport.
I do like that
They're
airport. I
calm,
just flew out of
cool.
it. Yeah.
So they're not. You must have been really acting a fool for them to come over and be like, "Hey,
he said that TSA man."
Yeah.
I always take
And-
Sha'Carri
and
Richardson's
if you-
side.
well, I mean, if you're getting arrested for assault, somebody was throwing hands.
Oh yeah, I don't think anybody was questioning that Sha'Carri's not throwing hands, man. Here, take a side on this one. Trump says the Sean Combs pardon is going to be difficult because Combs was one time hostile towards him. Something or nothing.
That's something. That's something to let you know you got to give me some money, baby.
He's sending out the bat signal. You're
It's
saying
basically, you got to throw some money into my situation, whatever situation that I have.
I didn't think it would be a political.
But why is he getting a pardon? He's been acquitted.
Well, he still could be facing 15 years in prison for
He ain't facing
prostitution.
no 15 years for what he did, man.
Maybe if he applies for a job in the future, they would see that he has.
What job he's applying for? That man good.
Just throwing it out there.
He gonna have Diddy oil next year. That's gonna be all through Christmas, man. Diddy oil.
Chapel Roan releases her long-awaited ballad, "The Subway." Something or nothing.
Long-awaited ballad called The Subway.
Yeah.
Vlad was waiting.
Have you been waiting
I've been
for
waiting.
Chapel Roan's
I've
new
been waiting
joint?
for it. I've probably been waiting more for a Subway than
For Chapel Roan?
than Chapel Roan.
Zach, come on.
That's definitely nothing.
Oh, nothing.
No.
I love Chapel Roan.
Actually, she's the one who sings the Pink Pony Club.
That's
that
right.
The Panthers stole the song.
Oh, yeah.
the
see?
Oilers,
So maybe
yeah.
that is a little southern right there. Ooh, there is a paddleboard costume festival in Russia. So, we talked about Summerween, Vlad. It's kind of like that. Everybody gets in a costume and they paddleboard down a river in Russia. Is that something or nothing? That's interesting, right?
No, I'm not doing that.
Have you ever paddleboarded?
Yes.
Do you like it's pretty fun, pretty
It's all right.
relaxing. No?
Yeah, it was all right.
Okay.
It's probably a pretty cool event. It's something.
I'm
There you
down.
go. Yeah.
I mean, you got the ice chest full of Miller Lite. I don't know why I'm drinking Miller Lite in Russia, but nonetheless, yeah, it sounds like a good time.
You're drinking urine.
Ooh, this one's got me excited. New summer sex kink. Watching someone blow up a beach ball, something or nothing.
Wait, what?
Yeah, some of the sex sites are seeing a rise, pardon the pun, in viewership of like naked people blowing up beach balls.
Wait, so it's naked people blowing up beach balls.
Yeah,
And that's people. That's
it's a new summer kink, something or nothing. They say also you're like good on the south.
I'm sick of the word kink.
And people are paying for this too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm sick of the word kink because now everything's a kink.
Well, I mean, that is kind of what it
That
is.
ain't no kink. What? I don't even know how you getting turned on by seeing somebody just blowing a beach ball.
I mean, look, you like what you like. It sounds like it's interesting to me. They're saying like maybe you go to one of these cabanas in South Beach. Maybe you're like the Edition or something, and you're walking by a cabana and catch a little glimpse of.
So what? You see a shadow of a beach ball and somebody just come on, man. What are we doing here, man?
Okay, I mean, if you guys say it's nothing, it's nothing.
I think it's nothing but stupid.
Okay. You're probably not like this. If you like this next story, something might be wrong with you, but you got to tell me whether it's something or nothing, whether you like it or not. Husband and wife in Spain realized they didn't have the proper papers for their 10-year-old son to travel with them internationally. So they ditched him at the airport, took the flight, and later had a relative pick him up. Something or nothing.
All right, hold on.
Yep. They ditched a 10-year-old.
How do you, first of all, I'm gonna say something that is probably so chauvinistic, but it's not. First of all, it's bad by both parents to not have the papers, but I would assume the mother would have been at least more aware of the paper situation, because ladies are always aware of passports, ID, and all of that. So I would have thought she would have had all three members of the family like their paperwork. Second, bad decision, Mike. Come on, parents. You gonna leave the child dolo in the airport by themselves?
But I mean, you spent money on those flights.
So
You
what?
can't eat that money. It's an international flight.
Dude, how bad are the parents that they're so desperate they want to go on a flight that they're willing to leave their child?
10-year-old too.
10-year-old.
You want to hear what makes this story even more? I wouldn't even know what the word is. Devious. The parents said it was a relief and it was great to travel without him.
They really hate that child.
They tried to kill their kid.
If you might as well just give it up for adoption if you don't want the child. Damn. After 10 years, you just realized that?
Woo. Okay.
Man.
A new study shows that a woman's armpit BO can actually be at times relaxing to men. Something or nothing.
That's something that's not going to happen.
Zach?
That's awful. Come on.
Well, I'll tell you why. So certain periods of their menstruation releases the smell, and to men, it doesn't really turn them on, but apparently in your genetics, you feel as though,
Now, I've heard of women being turned on by men's
body odor or
funk, body odor, whatever. Like if you finish playing a sport and let me smell. Like, yeah, I've had that happen. But women's underarm?
I mean, just
under armpit BO?
It just depends,
Under armpit BO is not.
I would say sometimes a woman's underarm BO, it does relax me, I would say.
Why, it puts you to sleep?
It doesn't put me to sleep, but I mean, there's just something comforting about it. Sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes.
Go shower.
I don't know. Last but not least, doctors are urging people to stop injecting coffee into their butt. Something or nothing.
Yo, what's going on
here? Your quick reaction was the best.
What's going on here?
Do you really think you're going to get that much of a caffeine rush?
But I don't even understand. Like I understand, but I don't understand the fascination of implementing things in your rear for drug or recreation or just any high purpose. Like I don't get it.
I can't believe there's a such thing as people that are injecting coffee into their butt.
And there's enough people that someone has to come out and tell them not to.
Yeah, it's not like this one guy on TikTok did it and they're like, oh, that's bad. No, it's a trend. Oh, I'm at a loss of words.
That's another.
Speaking of, Vlad, did you go back to Starbucks?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yes,
Gave another chance.
Yes, they apologized and gave me a card with like $6 off, so I can buy myself.
So you weren't here on Sunday. We had a rough day here on Sports Day when it comes to cars, and I'm also proud of myself for some of the things I've done. So hold tight.
What happened?
Oh, we'll talk about it next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM. Yes, indeed. Big sports afternoon right here in South Florida.
I like what you did there. You said big.
Oh, of
I'm
course.
playing big. You know what I mean? I see what you did there.
I'm down, man. I know these things. Marlins, Yankees. The Pinstripes come to town last night.
Great game.
Great game. And the atmosphere must have been fantastic. And TV, it even looked awesome. Like I said, even at Duffy's, people were into it, like yelling and screaming and cheering.
And I was torn because like I was upset, but it's like I wasn't like it's like damn.
You got to
man.
respect game though.
But bro, this is the one thing I hate. And this only happens when these two teams play. When the Yankees and Marlins play, it's the only time I could possibly accept a Yankee loss.
Mhm.
And the last 2 games down here in South Florida have been nuts. That Jake Berger walk-off 2 years ago.
Yes, 2 years ago, Dan and I were doing shows on the weekends. And every game in that series was like a 1-run, last minute, last inning type of game. And I think, yes, Jake Berger hit a 3-run home run.
No, he hit a line drive to left field to win it, but it was 6-0, and the Marlins won that one 7-6.
And I was there in 2003 when they beat the Yankees in 6 games with Josh Beckett giving me a money shot with champagne bottles. It's somewhere in the Palm Beach Post if you look it up. But yeah, it was a crazy time. Crazy time. That was Vlad Fro. I had a Fro at that time. It was unbelievable. It was great times. 2003, last time the Marlins won a World Series. But that was the atmosphere last night. It reminded me of the 2003 postseason. It was fun. It was an exciting game. Everybody was into it. I expect a great crowd this afternoon.
It's supposed to be sold out.
And probably another great crowd tomorrow afternoon. The weather's been great. I mean, the weather's been great.
To walk from the parking lot to the game.
Yeah. So, Dr. Toboggan, Yanks and Marlins are really low-key our rivals. There's always going to be some type of narratives. Always narratives with them, where there's with the execs, whether it's the trades, coaching, managers. You know, Don Mattingly was the manager of the Marlins.
Even Derek Jeter hopped in for the Marlins.
There's a lot. There's always gonna there's some connotation with both teams, man.
I still won't get over Derek Jeter coming in.
How terrible he
we
was.
got nothing from Giancarlo Stanton.
Captain. What do you mean, Captain? Thank you, Captain. Thank
He
you.
sabotaged our team.
Thank you, Captain.
But yesterday for me was perfect. I saw another Stanton home run back home in South Florida, and then the Marlins win the game. So
I'm excited about this Inter Miami game. They're playing Necaxa from Mexico.
You're a better man than I am.
I've been low key trying to get these 2 tickets to go, and it's like maybe someone.
Did you find one?
Maybe
I'll
someone
give you an
DM'd me.
update.
I got a request from a guy named Bill Compton, and I was like, oh, I got a message. Bill Compton, he put, "You guys crushing it today." I appreciate that so much, Bill. That is, it means the world to me. I was just also hoping that maybe you just said I got 2 tickets or at least 1 ticket to Inter Miami.
Dan, you're up to $71 now.
Oh, we got to
B, just cop the tickets now, man.
We got to hurry up and end this show, man.
I got $68 for you right now.
68.
Yes.
Whatever. We'll figure it out. We'll get out.
StubHub is how many you take? You need 2, right?
I need 2. I might just
section 123, row 26, seats 3 and 4.
I'm looking for the worst tickets possible.
This is it, bro.
Add the fees
wait a
on
minute.
there, though.
Hold on, bro. But they're giving you the option. You don't have to pay the full price now.
I don't mind that. That's
I'm just saying you could do, if you're looking, you could pay the 4 interest-free payments.
You know, man,
With Klarna or Affirm.
You go through life and you try to help people out when you can. And you hope that one day maybe they'll help you out too. And the universe has not done it for me today. So look, if I pay for these tickets, I need a Messi goal. I need a Suarez goal. Maybe Rodrigo DePaul can give me a high five as he's walking off the pitch. I need something, man. I need to maybe break into a suite, live the sweet life for a little bit, Can happen. I don't know what security is like now that they've got Messi at Inter Miami, but it used to be pretty cool back in the day. I don't know. I'll be updating you throughout the day at Dan Day Radio on all the social medias. I'm giving you my social media handle so you can watch me go to the game, not so you can DM me, because no one seems to be DMing these tickets. Apparently Necaxa is a hotter by the moment ticket. Okay, nonetheless, that's neither here nor there. It's all good. It's fun. Got some other headlines. We got this Yuri Perez taking the mound for the Miami Marlins as they play the New York Yankees. Formerly the New York Highlanders. Marlins, formerly the Florida Marlins. Keeping track at home. In case you just came out of a coma from 1904.
And formerly the Yankees AAA affiliate.
I mean, you guys are trying to be like us, man. You saw how successful we were last year. You're like, ooh, Sandy Alcantara, Edward Cabrera, Jazz Chisholm. Yeah.
Vlad, you'd rather have Jazz than Augustine Ramirez?
Nah, give me Jazz. Because Augustine can't catch.
He's a catcher.
No, he can't catch, though.
Eventually, he'll be a first baseman.
We did trade Nick. We traded Nick Fortes.
See, Zach, when you're like, eventually, now.
But he's a better hitter than him. He's younger. He's going to be a major league hitter for the next decade.
He's going to be a major league hitter, but here's the other thing. The Yankees already got a great left-handed hitter. And Jason Dominguez. I like Jason Dominguez. You know what I'm saying? He's a good hitter as well. And Jazz actually been playing better for the Yankees than he was in his time with the Marlins.
I've been surprised at how well Jazz Chisholm has played for the Yankees. I will say
he's got that short porch.
That is true too. That is another thing. And those
the torpedo bats.
Hey, look, take advantage of what is given to you. I mean, look, you're silly not to.
That torpedo bat's the only reason why Stanton hit that home run was
a fly out.
No, it wasn't even a fly. It was just shoo, like it was like a rocket. Shoo.
Oh, really?
Just to left field. Because every other home run were like, they were towering shots or moon shots, right? Stanton got one, and it was just like.
And get the irony, too. You're talking about the storylines between the Yankees and the Marlins. The man that invented the torpedo bat is now on the Marlins staff. He was on the Yankees
He's
staff.
with the Yankees.
He was with the Yankees last year, Marlins this year.
Okay. There's a lot of correlation and
I don't cuss on the mic
with the Yankees and the Marlins.
I don't cuss on the mic very much because it's gotten me in trouble at events, not here. I'm not on the radio. Last night when the Marlins were making those comebacks and everybody was watching the game at Duffy's and Plantation, I said, "Hear me out." And I said the F word, the Yankees, and everybody started cheering. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? If I get in trouble for that, so be it.
I don't think there's a game in my lifetime, a regular season game, that I wanted to win more than last night.
Well, couple of maybe playoffs.
It was 6-0. It was 9-4. It was 12-10.
And that's the difference.
No, I understand.
I haven't seen anything.
This is just another one of many.
Right. And you could say for you, it was the game of the year. For us, we called it Friday. I get it.
No, I mean, listen, I say it was the game of the year because I was.
Oh, Antonio Gates is crying.
Yeah, they all gonna cry. Come on, man. Come on. Athletes only cry when they win a title and they get inducted in the Hall of Fame. They don't even cry when they get hurt.
He still looks like he could play a full game, man.
Yeah, well, he looks it, but trust me, his body's telling you no.
Yeah, my mind is saying yes, but my body is telling me no. All right, I might go the other way around. Was that R. Kelly?
Yes, it was. Listen, man, Robert's making music, man.
We did a good job today. We've mentioned Diddy, Trump, and R. Kelly in the show. That's what you call a success.
That's a trifecta right there.
We win.
That's a trifecta.
And we haven't offended anybody.
No,
it hasn't been. We haven't. It's just coming up.
No.
Dolphins had practice earlier today. Aaron Brewer made his first appearance of camp, while Austin Jackson. So you get an offensive lineman back, and you lose an offensive lineman. Austin Jackson.
And that's the offensive lineman you don't want to lose.
Your blind side, yeah.
I mean, the two most important offensive line players. Well, it's actually three. Patrick Paul's the one I really looking for.
Having a great camp.
Patrick Paul has a good season, bro.
You're all right.
Even though that's not really to his blind side.
No, he's not Austin Jackson.
Austin Jackson's the most important person because he's to his blind side.
And he's out until hopefully the first game of the season, not preseason, season against Indianapolis.
And if not, you have Larry Borum, who was on the worst offensive line in the entire league last year, who allowed the most sacks as a starter.
Why is he still in the league? So he was on the worst line. He was the worst player on the worst line. Why is he still in the league? And why is he on our team? He sounds like the answer right now. He's on the PUP list, by the way.
Listen, all I think about now is I don't even care about the practice. You know what I care about? When practice over and you don't hear a tweet, you don't get a notification that somebody got hurt, somebody got banged up, somebody was carted off, somebody walked with a limp. That's all you want. Like, literally, if there was a way for these guys to practice with safeguard, you would want them to do it. You would want them.
Vlad, I said this
But you
earlier this
can't.
week, and this is a sad reality. When you hear, ooh, the Canes practice today, the first thing you think, ooh, how did Carson Beck look? How'd they look? When I tell you the Dolphins practice today, the first thing you say is, ooh, did anybody get hurt?
And I not only did anybody get hurt, did anybody in the secondary get hurt? Because that seemed to be the kiss of death for you guys.
God, sucks. Panthers debuted their new scoreboard yesterday, getting ready for October 7th against the Blackhawks. Scoreboard looks good. We're going to talk about a little bit about the Panthers next. And we got WWE SummerSlam, night 1 of 2. It's so big, it's 2 nights now. MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. It goes WrestleMania. Is SummerSlam number 2 or 3?
Yes, it's WrestleMania 1.
But as far as large scale,
Oh, okay.
biggest, most important.
All right, if you're really going by most important, it's really WrestleMania's 1. Royal Rumble's 2, SummerSlam's 3, Survivor Series 4.
Okay.
But the only reason why I put Rumble at 2 is the win of the Rumble main events WrestleMania.
Do they still have the Royal Rumble where it's like 30 guys every
It's
minute?
30 guys,
that's
30 men, and 30 women.
They're not in the ring at the same time, are they?
No, each gender have their own.
Do they have their own night, or do they do it simultaneously?
Well, I believe the Rumble will be 2 nights. I think WWE is going to get to the point where they have 4 major PLEs, they have 4 major events: Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, obviously SummerSlam, and Survivor Series are going to be 2 nights. WrestleMania has been 2 nights since, I believe, WrestleMania 37, so that would have been 4 or 5 years ago. And this is the first time SummerSlam is going to be a 2-day event, and I believe Royal Rumble will do that as well, because then you could end Royal Rumble nights. Saturday with the women's Rumble, and then Sunday you could end it with the men's Rumble. So yeah, it's gonna get to that point, bro.
Huge.
They're just making so much money.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
It's just ridiculous.
If you have the people, you have the eyes, and you have the money, and you have the stars to do it, come on, do it. With that being said, let's do it. Let's step into the day spa. A truck crashed in Pennsylvania, causing a traffic jam after spilling hot dogs all over the road.
Oh my God, it was a glizzy.
There's wieners everywhere, man.
Oh,
wieners everywhere.
Dirty dogs all over the road.
Dirty dogs everywhere.
Dirty dogs on the corner. Nasty, right?
Vlad, you got to go fight some traffic. You're going to the big Marlins Yankees game. We're going to be keeping an eye on that. But next,
Charles Barkley would like to say, I like that street meat. Like the street meat.
He's a street meat guy.
He's a street meat guy. And if you had hot dogs on the street, on the street, that's literally street meat.
That is street meat. Glad you're hitting the streets. You're
yes,
going
sir, guys.
to Park. We're going to talk a little bit about the Panthers and some of the craziness that went on behind the scenes last year.
I will see you tomorrow.
Good luck, Vlad. You'll need it.
You know what? I'm going to take that. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. I can't. You know what? This is going to be a really fun series. I can't wait for tonight.
Last night's game was fun. No matter what, you got to respect the game.
I respect the game. It's a great crowd, and hopefully it's another one with a different outcome today.
We'll see. All right, Vlad. See you tomorrow. We're back next. 560 WQAM. Back on Sports State 560 WQAM. We've been talking a lot about the Dolphins today because they're back at camp. They've got all types of injury issues. We're preparing for the Miami Hurricanes. They've begun practice, and they're less, can you believe it, than a month away from opening their season. The big one, Catholics versus Convicts. Miami, Notre Dame, August 31st, 7:30, Hard Rock Stadium, right here on 560 WQAM. Let's get some goosebumps going right now. Let's get some feel good going right now. It's the Panthers. Ah, yes, the Panthers. Nothing to worry about there. Literally the whole season, never once did I even think about hitting the panic button. And when I say that, I mean on winning the Stanley Cup. It just made it so easy and so stress-free. I've never been a part of a run like that in my life.
Yeah, the last 20 games of the year were such a breeze. They had guys sitting out. They were losing 75% of those games towards the end of the year, but there was no panic. They were getting in the playoffs, no problem. And you go from there, you got everyone back. Matthew Tkachuk, I mean, he looked hurt in that first series, and he looked like he got better throughout.
He said he did.
2 years ago, when they had lost to the Vegas Golden Knights in the Stanley Cup, it was because that team was beat. They had nobody healthy. And these past 2 years, obviously the Panthers have won it for a reason. They were healthy throughout the entire playoffs.
And not only were the Panthers the best team in the NHL this season, at the trade deadline, we had Seth Jones. That's not enough, though. At the very last second, they added Brad Marchand. And recently, Sam Bennett was on a podcast called The Empty Netters. Empty Netters. And he kind of peeled back the curtain on what it was like to be in the locker room when they first started hearing about the rumors that Brad Marchand, a Hall of Fame legend, would be coming to the Florida Panthers. He said at first there was a lot of whispers and questions, and they didn't really know what was going on. He said, we were all freaking out, trying to figure it out. It probably took like an hour until we finally figured out what it was for. So they didn't even really know. They said, yeah, it was wild. Like they just heard that there could be some other trades being made. And they're just kind of, don't know. So then as they're hanging out in the locker room, started with those low-level rumors, whispers, nothing official. Then Matthew Tkachuk decided to stir the pot, firing off a message to the group chat claiming the team had just traded for Marshy. What followed was stunned silence, quickly replaced by frenzied speculation. So you got to feel good. They're sitting in the locker room. They're hearing whispers. What's going on? What's going on? Then Matthew Tkachuk sends that text. We're trading for Marshy. You got to be just going wild at that point.
What do you think Sam Bennett is thinking? Last year, he had punched Marchand in the face in the playoffs game. They were coming down the board. He punched him in the face. First thing he got into the group chat, and Marchand wrote something to Sam Bennett. That was the first thing said. But I mean, wow, what a pickup that was. And now he re-signed. He's here for what is 6 more years. We'll see if he plays for 6 more years. But I mean, he has totally changed the trajectory, the culture, just the whole look of this team this past year.
He fit in so perfectly, like a true pro. Just came in right away. People ask, well, what about the chemistry? It might mess things up. No, it just got better. So you sit there and you're in the locker room and you're hearing that Marchand is possibly going to be traded. And then you find out players begin texting each other, Sam Bennett says, wondering what the team had to give up. That's the other thing. Remember, you're getting Brad Marchand. Oh, no, maybe we're losing one of our guys. At one point, some even feared they'd lost key pieces like Sam Reinhart in the deal because, I mean, Brad Marchand, you might have to give up a little something to get a little something. But as it turned out, Tkachuk was just trolling them. He had no insider information, just a sense of humor and perfect timing. So Tkachuk was just messing around.
And he can be joking around. It was a 2nd-round pick, which then turned into a 1st-round pick, but that's it.
That's it. That's it.
We give that up every day of the week for a Stanley Cup.
We secured a Stanley Cup basically by giving up a 1st-round pick that, the thing, once again, you want your 1st-round picks and all, but you've got your core and a lot of your best players already signed a long contract. So, whew.
And Brad Marchand is a guy that you have. Boston had him on their first line. I know he's been there forever. He was the star of the show for many years. He comes over to Florida. He's playing on the 3rd line.
Yeah.
And they're producing at a level that a 1st-line offense would come out with. And he's doing this on the 3rd line with guys Anton Lundell and Eetu Loos-Turin. And guys, I mean, Lundell's a good center. He should be a 2nd-line guy. He's on the 3rd line here in Florida just because of the talent level that they have and the contracts they've created for these guys. But I mean, he's making above average players look like star players.
Yeah.
At 38 years old.
Brad, and the thing is, like, you kind of had the feeling Brad Marchand was going to re-sign, maybe even for somewhat of a discount. When you saw after they won the Stanley Cup, it wasn't like he was on his own, doing his own thing. He's going out with the guys, going to the Bahamas together, going and hanging out. They're doing things together with the cup. He could have easily been like, you know what? I'm a mercenary. I'm coming here to win a cup. I'm doing my own thing. I'm a Boston Bruin. I'm wearing Florida Panthers uniform. But no, he was 100% invested with the team. You could tell that during the season. You could tell that during the celebrations. You could tell that during the offseason, because that's not the type of guy that looks like he's just here to win a cup, that goes in with the rest of the guys to the Bahamas and takes a vacation with them.
He's 38 years old, and he claimed that this team revived his career. He is in what I thought was going to be maybe the last year, maybe two of his contract, and now he looks like he was when he was 25.
Yeah, he looks like he's a new man. He signs a 6-year contract. Remember, he was hurt too at one point, and everybody was like, "Oh, what are you going to get? What type of Brad Marchand are you going to get?" Well, you got the best version of himself. Oh man, Sam Bennett went on to talk about representing Canada at the Four Nations Face-Off. He says it was one of the highlights of the season.
I'm sure that was really a success for the NHL as a whole. I mean, you take out the All-Star game where guys don't even really try. I don't think any All-Star game besides probably baseball now is competitive and the guys are putting forth their best effort. But hockey replacing all that, the skating challenge and all that, with a real competition where guys are putting their bodies on the line like Matthew Tkachuk did. And you see a USA-Canada game that the hockey world is going to remember for years to come. That was really a success for the league, Gary Bettman, and just the NHL as a whole.
That was really great. Yeah, because I would never spend a minute watching an all-star game for football, basketball. Well, basketball I'll watch. Hockey, I wouldn't watch a minute of it. I was glued to that final between Canada and USA, and the bars and everything that went were packed full of people in gear for mostly USA, just going crazy, getting there early, watching the game. That you don't get that with an all-star game.
No, the NFL moved to the flag football game, which has become a joke. I don't think I've even turned it on in the last few years. And then you have the basketball where they've now drafted teams. They've made it a tournament style. They did the same with hockey too. They started doing mini tournaments of 4 to 6 teams. And then you have an all-star game weekend where players are actually trying. They want to win.
Yeah. And of course, Bennett got the game-tying goal in the final against Team USA. We know Canada won it. Sam Bennett goes on to say, this is how much they cared about this Four Nations face-off. It's the greatest honor. You could just feel the emotion from the fans. Connor McDavid would go on to seal the victory in overtime, but Bennett's contribution helped spark the gold medal comeback. These guys are talking about how it was one of the great moments in their career and a great honor to do this Four Nations face-off, and it was something absolutely special. So Florida Panthers got it going on right now, and they've got these guys locked in for a good period of time. Some of the naysayers are saying there has to be some type of, what was the word, coercion. Look, if a player wants to take a certain amount of money, that's up to the player. You can't get mad at a player for taking the discount. You can't get mad at a state, even though I don't think it makes as much of a difference as people say, no state income tax. I don't know about that. Just tack it on to the contract if you go play somewhere else. I don't get
when
that.
you build a culture and you build a winning product for guys who have been here for a couple years' time, why would you want to leave?
Yeah.
And if you're getting paid for these guys, even $1 million, $2 million, that's not a huge difference to enjoy your life. And think about it even more than hockey. These guys have families. Their wives don't want to leave. The kids don't want to leave. You're growing them up in a good area where there's good schools. And I mean, why would you leave? It's not just about the money.
A guy like Brad Marchand, you got to look at it this way. He's cemented his legacy already before he even came to the Florida Panthers. He's already made generational money before he came to the Florida Panthers. He's already going to continue to make generational money. Yeah, his happiness is worth a little bit more than going to play for Toronto or going to play for Anaheim. Well, Anaheim's a pretty good place, but nonetheless, you know what I mean? Like, his happiness at this point in his life is what's the most important. He's still going to make a lot of money, but he's having a great ride and he's happy. His family's obviously happy. So to say, oh, there's got to be some type of coercion. No, it's just guys wanting to be together and play together. And they realize the bigger picture. And we talked about this too. What good organizations do, they have an identity and they have a game plan. And Bill Zito talked to us the other day saying, when I was being hired by the Panthers, I came in with this game plan. we're going to get a team that's deep and that's tough, and we're going to use the advantages that we have here in South Florida with the state tax and everything else. And we have a game plan that we've executed. Now it goes to the Marlins. Whether you like what Peter Bendix is doing or not, at least they have some direction.
100%. And this goes with young players with control of the Marlins. In the past, they've gotten rid of all these guys. They had maybe one of the best outfields in the league, if not the best, with Yelich, Stanton, and Ozuna, and they traded all of them in the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, I always bring this up because Jose Fernandez, who was obviously the heart and soul of that team, who passed away, would he be a Marlin right now if he was still alive? And the answer is probably no, because that regime just got rid of anyone when they were doing well for prospects, and prospects don't always pan out. And now the Marlins have gone from the late 20s in the farm system rankings to kind of the middle ground of the entire league. And they have guys that are ready to come up within the next 3 years. And the aim point when Peter Bendix came in with a direction was that we're going to try and win in the year 2027. And there's a small window for the Marlins and really a small market team as a whole to come in and win the World Series. You have a very small window because there's teams like the Dodgers who are spending like 10 times the amount that you are, and you're in the same division as them, the same National League. So really it's just when you come in and you have a guy that wants to win, but also wants to have a direction for the future, which the Marlins are going to have to do because they're not spending as much as these other teams. I mean, you have a plan, and as of right now, it looks like it's on track.
And that's the thing. Peter Bendix, whether you like it or not, I understand some people think, you don't have enough feel for the game. It's pretty obvious what his plan is. Get the best bang for your buck on young, hopefully talented players on long-term, cheap contracts. Get them in, get them coached up, do the analytics, believe in the analytics, trust the numbers, like in Moneyball, over a large sample size, not over a small sample size. Get the pitchers out there. They're only going to pitch 5 or 6 innings. We know that. No pitcher is going to pitch more than 5 or 6 innings. Get a great bullpen. Go in there. Get some timely hitting. Trust the computer. And we say this computer all the time. Trust the computer. Go with it. And don't just be trading to trade. Like, oh, you have something valuable. You're not going to win the World Series this year. Go ahead. And you have a more long-term plan. And like we said, whether Peter Bendix was looking at the computer and the computer was saying good trade, bad trade, or whether he really did mean it, he showed that this team is committed to their identity, to their plan, and in a weird way, committed to the players they have. They believe in the guys they have. And this team responded by showing that you show faith in us. We're going to go out there and play hard every night. And we are going to believe in ourselves and believe in you. And right now, this is a team that, once again, it's going to be hard to make the playoffs, but that doesn't make it any less more enjoyable to go to these games.
100%. And in the last few weeks, you've had the MLB draft and the MLB trade deadline. Let's start with the draft. The Marlins went and got 20 different college baseball players. All college players. In the past, they've gotten high school guys because they've been cheaper, because you spend less on an 18-year-old kid than you do for a 22-year-old kid. All of the guys that the Marlins drafted in rounds 1 through 6 were position players who have raw power. They might not have a good batting average. They might not have the highest on-base percentage, but they can slug. They can hit home runs. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to fine-tune these guys in the minor leagues. So you draft based on potential, and then you get these guys in maybe 3 or 4 years that could be in the major leagues, and they could be a guy like you had with Giancarlo Stanton, who's hitting home runs out of the park every time they come up. And another thing I'd like to look at in the trade deadline, they traded Jesus Sanchez, was the only deal they made on that day. They get a top 20 prospect who has a good glove and a pretty decent batting average. He gets on base. He walks a lot.
He gets on base.
And they get an 18-year-old kid who has stolen 50 bases this year, but his hitting and his fielding isn't that good. So those are potential pieces. And then they got a guy named Ryan Gusto, who's a relief pitcher / starting pitcher, and he has a 4.87 ERA. That's not great. But you know what they look at? And I read into this a little bit more. Ryan Gusto has a 200 batting average against his fastball this year. That's about 98 miles per hour, which is one of the best in the entire Major League Baseball this year in the regular season. One of the best fastballs in the league, but his off speed isn't as good. It's not competitive enough to be in the majors. They send him to AAA. I cannot wait for this guy to come up. He fine tunes that changeup, the slider, the curveball, whatever else he adds to the arsenal. And you see where Peter Bendix comes in, and you look at the analytics and how are those pitches going to get him to be a quality starter in the major leagues.
And that's the other thing. You can see Peter Bendix, at least you can see the wheels turning. You can kind of see that identity. What you said, you get a lot of college guys in the draft because he realized that the bottom, like the single A, the young guys in the Bush League system, they're solid, but he needs to solidify maybe the middle to older or higher up there. So you get the college players who've already had some more experience, have a few more years, or a little more fine tuned. That gives you a more solid base on what you're looking to do, instead of like some people who go just get the best available player. Then you end up like a couple of years ago where we drafted all pitchers because they were the best available, because they were good. Like, they do have a game plan. Now, once again, you might not like it. And once again, I'm not saying it's going to be a huge success. Once again, got to remind yourself, we're 2 games below 500. We're not 2 games above 500, but still, at least having an identity. If you look at what the Panthers did, they had an identity, they had a game plan, they stuck to it, and it worked. You can look at the Marlins. They have a game plan, they have an identity, they're sticking to it, seems to be somewhat working. The other teams in this town, I can't say I at least can understand their rationale and their identity and their game plan.
Definitely not. And I think it's crazy to say that the Marlins and the Panthers are trending upwards and the Dolphins and the Heat are trending down. But you think about it in this way, the Heat and the Dolphins, both, they have a fair chance. There's a salary cap in the sport. They have the same amount of money they can spend as other teams, and they're just in a worse position. The Marlins have a $68 million payroll, and they got to work with that. It's Bruce Sherman needs to put more money into it. If he's not going to, you got to work with what you have.
Right.
The Dolphins and the Heat are on such bad contracts with a lot of guys, especially let's look at the Dolphins. We've talked about this over the last few weeks. They're extending guys for no reason.
Yeah, they did that totally with Jalen Ramsey as the biggest glaring piece of that.
It almost feels like last week they gave Minka Fitzpatrick money without playing a single snap with the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Just because it's not guaranteed money, and the guy wants guaranteed money. And the players have so much.
You got 2 number 1 wide receivers that you're paying.
The players have the leverage. I understand that they're going to hold out camp, or they don't want to. They'll even now. You see these guys want to be traded. It's just so that they can get more money. And the problem is that the Dolphins have been giving in to this, and then they put themselves in a bad situation. And now this year, when you look on defense, you're hoping that young guys are going to step up.
That's your whole goal now, is to try to get younger and have everybody step up and have better contracts. Even let's go to the Miami Hurricanes football team. Mario Cristobal has an identity and an image that he wants, and I think they're going to be successful this year. Hey, I want the best offensive line in the country, and I'm going to pay for the best offensive line in the country, and I'm going to recruit my you-know-what off, and if I don't get what I need, I'm going to go into the transfer portal and find it, and we're going to pay for it, and we're going to do it. And once again, you might not like that identity. You might want to be Dabo Swinney, where, God's my transfer portal. You come to Clemson and, you're a Tiger. That's fine. But you do see that having an identity and having a game plan and sticking to that game plan, in the end, it's going to most likely work out if you have the right game plan and idea. If you just kind of willy-nilly it and swing from the hip, as they say, that's where you get yourself in all that trouble. And I think that's kind of where I could say the Dolphins have, but I could say even kind of the Heat. Like, what is the Heat's identity? Their culture. They work hard.
That's what we claim. Is that true that they have the best culture in the league and all that?
But are they a physical team? Are they a good defensive team? Are they? They tried to be a fast-paced offensive team. That didn't work last year. What is? And I know basketball might be a little bit different. I understand that. But I struggle to sometimes see a clear-cut identity and game plan for the Heat and the Dolphins, and I think that's why they're struggling right now.
Yeah, I was when you brought up Mario Cristobal, I'm just trying to think of how he sets his team up over the last 3 years. Obviously, Manny Diaz leaves. He was not good enough for the job. The team was 6-6 in his last season. That's simply not good enough to be at the University of Miami, who's won national titles in the past. So then you go each year, you want to beef up the offensive line. He has built guys. He's brought freshmen in. He's even bringing in 2 of the top 5 offensive linemen in next year's class. And he brings at least one transfer in each year. It was Matt Lee from UCF. It was Javion Cohen from Alabama. Then the year after that, he brought in Zach Carpenter from Indiana. This year, he has James Brockermeyer from TCU. He's brought guys in each year to fix one position spot, and you build the freshmen up. So they had a direction of where they're headed. They want the young guys to progress, and if they're not good enough, they're going to bring somebody in their place, and then they step up the next year, and then that's their spot. And that's what they've done with the wide receivers. Last year, Miami had 5 senior wide receivers, and this year, then now there's 2 freshmen that are going to be in there, and then they brought in 2 transfers as well to fill the holes. And you look at someone like the Dolphins and the Heat, when that hasn't worked out, when you have guys and position groups that have holes, they did not fill them. At this point, the cornerbacks were looking, and there's guys like Storm Duck who should not have even seen the field last year with a better offense or a better defensive depth in total. And now this guy might be starting.
Yeah, might be your hope. We say this too also. I like what Mario Cristobal is doing. If you have a chance to go out in there and get a 5-star, the 2 types of 5-stars I'd want would be either quarterback or offensive lineman, because they can affect every single offensive play. If you get a 5-star receiver, you can't throw it to them every play. You can't run it to them every play. They can affect a lot of plays, and they can be really, really good. But if you get a Francis Malinois, like the Canes did, he's in on every single offensive play. You get a great quarterback, yes, every single play, and defensive linemen too. But a lot of times you do have to rotate defensive linemen a little more than offensive linemen. Those are guys that, once again, for lack of a better term, you're getting the biggest bang for your buck. They're affecting more plays and more important parts of your team. So it's going to be fun to see, and it's going to all start August 31st against Notre Dame. That is quite the way to start the season. It's going to be a big week. And then the Dolphins, it's going to be fun to see what's going on with them in their direction. They do have a direction now, though. You can kind of tell the Dolphins have this whole, we got to be leaders. We got to get younger. We got to get more physical. So this year they do have a little more of a direction than last year, just starting all of their meetings at 24 and using the number 24 as a rallying cry. That's not a direction. We're trying to end a playoff drought.
I know, but at least we finally have somebody that you can say is an offensive leader. And I think Tua Tagovailoa has definitely stepped up. We talked about it over the last few weeks. Jonnu Smith and Raheem Mostert were 2 of those guys last year, and they're both gone. So somebody has to step up. And I don't know if it would be Tyreek Hill. He's been talking, but is he going to back it up? We don't know. Tua, as the quarterback, you have to be a leader.
It's crazy. He looks like a different man this year. It's just unbelievable. Will it make a difference, though? That might be the difference.
I sure hope so. And then on defense, there are guys. There's leaders on the defensive line, some more veterans. That's the problem. The offense doesn't really have anyone that's older. They're just a young offense.
We'll see. We've got Tua now. Tua, you've been around a lot. You're getting paid a lot. Let's see how it goes. Going to close out the show. Try to get ready for this Inter Miami game. Maybe get some tickets. That's next on 560 WQAM. That's it for today, basically. Finishing up Sports Day 560 WQAM. My cousin Vladimir Lewisson has ran out because he is heading to the Marlins Yankees game. He's got to fight all that traffic. Hard to say that. I didn't think I would be saying that very much this season. There's a big crowd, a lot of traffic, a lot of hype around this Marlins Yankees game. And it's not just because of the Yankees coming to town. It's because the Marlins are playing some good baseball last night. And to me, for this season, definitely, but it was a classic. It was an instant classic.
Yeah, it's one of those games. I don't know if I'll ever forget it for the rest of my life. Really?
No. I mean, like I said, like it was infectious. People were watching it. People were excited. It was fun. Right when you thought the Marlins were done, they came right back, and then it ended on a little, not even a flare, a little dribble.
Yeah,
about 2 feet away from the home plate, and Xavier Edwards runs and scores. It's over. Sending all those Yankees fans, as Vlad said, 95% of the crowd.
I heard it was 80-20.
Yeah, well,
I think it could be more than that. When the Marlins were scoring, that place was loud.
yeah, we heard it. We heard the highlights and everything. Yeah, I think, it's one of those things, though. But it is cool, man. It's cool to see it. And today would be the day you would expect to be the biggest and craziest crowd. It's a Saturday. You have the day, you make the day, you go out there. It's at 4. You can kind of have a good afternoon and have some fun. Let's hope the Marlins sweep the Yankees.
Yeah.
That would be so sweet.
The Marlins in those black and pink uniforms today because it's Saturday. And then tomorrow is Jack McKeon Hall of Fame induction ceremony.
Oh,
for the Marlins.
that's the best way to do it.
Yeah,
right
and they're
there.
giving out the bobbleheads as well.
Oh, well, you got bobbleheads. It's going to be a big crowd. So today and tomorrow have the potential to sell out at Lone Depot Park. And it's not just because of the Yankees. It's not just because of Jack McKeon bobblehead day. It's because this is a big time game that I'm guessing a lot of the national TV and stuff we're talking about last night too. And earlier this morning too, because it was that much fun. A lot of people talking about the Marlins. I will say nationally, they are talking about the Marlins.
They're definitely getting a lot more respect amongst the league. And that is because they're a couple games under 500 now. I mean, if they were 20 games under, that wouldn't really be the case. Yeah. But when you think of it as a whole, the Marlins were 19 games under 500 or at one point. And now they're 3, I guess, or maybe 2 or 3 under. And yeah, now 2 because they sweep the series, then they're back to 500. But I think that's kind of a lot to hope for. So
out of their last 11 series, they're 9-1-1. They split 1, they lost 1, they've won 9, and they're 1 win away against the Yankees to taking another series and going 10-1-1 over the last 12 series.
And they've been better on the road, which most teams are not. They went in. I think the best series of the year is going into Milwaukee 2 weeks ago and taking it over the Brewers, who they were really the hottest team in baseball, them and the Marlins, but the Brewers had won like 10 straight going into the weekend, and the Marlins take 2 out of 3 and almost swept it on Sunday.
Yeah, almost swept them. And then I'm going to the Inter Miami game tonight. No one's stepped up and gave me tickets. That's okay. I'll just go, and Zach and I, after we get off of work, we'll go, I'll go buy some. Somebody did text in, let's see who did it right there. It is GP20. He sent it on the YouTube. I hear parking at Chase Stadium is mad expensive. Well, I do have a parking pass. So that is one of the reasons why I'm not totally tearing my beer right now for having to buy 2 tickets to the game. I also do have a press pass, but nonetheless, that doesn't stop me from having to buy 2 tickets for my party, for my crew that's coming with me. And I drove by Wednesday. I was going to 26 Degree Brewing in Pompano Beach, and I drove by the commercial exit on the interstate on 95. And I was like, man, traffic is terrible. I can't because of the Inter Miami game. And it legitimately was really, really far backed up. So but check me out at Dan Day Radio on all the Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. I'm going to be posting videos and pictures and maybe the picture of the tickets after the game so that you could see. Or I guess those would be online. So we'll see. We'll see. So we've got some more. GP20 says Marshawn had a workout video that looks intense. Yeah, man, these guys, they're working out, man. They're good. Somebody also says that Zach is giving me the goosies as we're talking about what's going on with the Florida Panthers and hopefully with the Miami Marlins. Other than that, we're just getting it going. So today's a big one. Getting in just a couple of minutes. You got Yankees, Marlins. We got Yuri Perez on the mound. He has been great so far this season, especially as of late. And then we've got Inter Miami at 7 o'clock. And it's all down here in South Florida. Practice today. Not good news. Zach, we had a couple of, I don't know if they're, we do have injuries, but a couple of tweaks that we've had to deal with. Austin Jackson You told us probably out for the rest of the preseason, hopefully, and I don't like that word, hopefully back for the first game of the year, August 7th. I mean, September 7th. And Jalen Phillips, I don't know if we should be concerned or not. I guess we should, as always.
He sent out a post saying that, telling everyone to chill. So
Okay, he said chill.
Hopefully that is the case.
Because there was one time Teron Armstead got hurt in practice in preseason, and he put out video of him like kind of dancing around and having fun. And then we found out it was a serious injury. And we're like, oh, God, man. So, okay, well, I don't think Jalen Phillips is going to be that bad right now. It's the history that gets you a little nervous. And just, I hate to hear of injuries in the preseason at camp.
It feels like every day you're getting another one. And it is. It doesn't even feel like it. You are getting one every single day. A new guy is hurt.
And it's like I said, you hear Canes practice today, you're like, ooh, how'd they do? You hear Dolphins practice today, you're like, did anybody get hurt? Pro players, man, they're always just and like on days where they're not even in pads, they're in, shorts and a shirt, and they're running drills and they're getting hurt and they're out for the season. Like, I don't know what's going on. I don't go to the practices, and I know Canes practices usually closed for the most part. Dolphins practice, it's open to the public, and then I know there's media, a lot of those. I don't know what's going on, to be honest with you. It's just tough sport, I guess.
I would assume that they're not as physical as you would expect at this point in camp. Like
you would,
especially with all these injuries now. How they're not hitting.
Yeah, and what's weird about it too is, we go out to camp sometime and broadcast and stuff like that. The Canes camp and college football camp is much, much, much more physical and demanding than the pro football camps. And I'm not saying the Dolphins specifically. I'm talking about all teams. It seems like college, they're trying to get stronger, rougher, tougher, better condition. In the pros, they're trying just not to get hurt. But yet the pro guys seem more hurt than the college guys.
Yeah, for 17 games rather than 12 games.
Yeah. Once again, I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what's going on. I just don't want to hear about any more injuries for the Dolphins. We've had enough over the past couple of years, and even already during this camp. So, that's okay. Okay. Panthers continue to celebrate. Brad Marchand had his day. We talked about Brad Marchand and the whole trade situation. He had his day the other day, went back to Nova Scotia with it, and he drove through a Tim Hortons drive-through and ordered a Boston cream donut, and then went, you know what? That's probably not a good idea. And then hung out with Sid Crosby.
Yeah, he had his own party.
Yeah.
And today's Mackie Samoskevich Day.
Any ideas what Mackey's going to be doing with the?
I saw one picture. His first thing, he put his dog in the cup.
I was going to say, didn't he have a puppy in the cup?
Yeah.
He had a puppy. I thought he went to like a dog rescue or an animal rescue and stuff. I was like, oh, that's sweet. And he's just hanging with the pup, man.
See if there's any updates here.
Is there like a dedicated like online community of people that just follow the cup online? Because I've heard there's, been erroneous reports and people get upset and stuff like that.
I think a lot of people just see it like out in public, and then they post and everyone knows about it. But I don't think most of these guys are back home now. So you're not really seeing it in South Florida anymore.
So yesterday I was out at Duffy's Inn Plantation, like I usually am on Fridays, and Alan and Harold stopped by. 2 listeners, great guys, man. Absolutely. Alan actually bought me a beer, so I really do appreciate that even more. But he had a picture of him holding the cup, and I was like, my chance to even touch the cup was not allowed because it came to the radio station the first time the Panthers made the playoffs. And I know you're not supposed to touch the cup until you've won the cup. So in trying to be a good fan, I was like, I'm not going to touch the cup. I got a picture of me standing next to it or something. So my chance to touch the cup was taken. Well, I took it away from myself, which I guess in the long run, it worked out. We did win 2, even though we lost that one.
We might not have won it if you touched it.
And then how would I live with myself? How would I live with myself knowing I'm the reason why these Panthers never won a Stanley Cup? Because I touched it, because I selfishly touched it. So maybe I'll just never touch the cup. Maybe the Panthers will just keep winning it every year. I'd be down for that.
At least one in the next two years.
Yeah, it's so crazy to say it. We got to win at least one in the next 2 years. It sounds very arrogant, but it's also sounds very, very true. Very real. Well, this has been a championship day. Marlins, please send those Yankees fans home silent. They can cheer all they want during the game. Please,
shut them out today.
I just want
no cheer at all,
nothing.
Even during the game.
I want an 8-0 shutout with only 3 hits for the Yankees, like 3 singles scattered all over the place. Just nothing to cheer about. And for the Yankees fan that goes 1 game a year to that 1 game, and this is the 1 game, well, that's tough sledding there for you. Let's go, Marlins. Enter Miami. Please, 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 please give me a good night tonight. And we'll be back tomorrow, noon to 4 for Zach Horowitz. I am Dan Day. My cousin Vladimir Lusso on the road. You have been listening to Sports Day on 560 WQAM. Later, slug.